Genshin Impact. Wird wieder gestreamt. So wie sich's gehört. Und wie sich's auch gehört, sagen wir natürlich den Leuten in Discord Bescheid. Wir sind ja nett, richtig? Richtig. Ja, nicht auslassen hier. Genshin, Smiley. Oh. So. Zack, 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 zack. Packen wir es auch noch in die Playlist rein. Meinetwegen, meinetwegen. Und bam. Bereit. Hey, Noro, was geht? Es geht ab. Ba, 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 da. Hallo, wie geht's dir denn? Mir ist gut. Mir geht es wunderbar. So wie immer, ja, ja, ja. Zack, 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 zack. Ich spiele Genshin Impact und freue mich auf zukünftige Banner. Beziehungsweise die nächsten Banner sind mir eigentlich egal. Wobei, also nicht egal, der Nubilett sieht schon cool aus. Aber ich werde vermutlich nicht die Primos für ihn haben, weil ich ja Furina Primose brauche. Übrigens, Risley ist anscheinend doch nicht Standard-Banner, wobei ich es noch nicht genau sagen kann. Aber die haben das jetzt in dem Livestream nicht gesagt. Darum, hey. Mal schauen, mal schauen. Sieht man dann noch. Also wäre auf jeden Fall frech, wenn da ein Standard-Banner kommen würde und die es nicht sagen. Das wäre ein richtiger Scam. Aber anscheinend haben sie sich doch umentschieden. Also ist natürlich alles nur so Vermutungen, kann man nicht genau sagen. Alle Banner bis Schau. Oha. Das sind bestimmt eine Menge. Ich weiß gar nicht, wann Schau kommt. Ah, genau, genau. Oh, jetzt habe ich... Ah, ja. Inazuma. Mein Plan mit Bannern sieht momentan so aus. Furina holen. Und dann sparen, bis das nächste Mal Goro in dem Banner drin ist. Und den dann richtig reinballern in der Hoffnung C6 zu bekommen, was ich eh nicht bekomme. Aber vielleicht kriege ich ihn mindestens einmal, was ganz nett wäre. Dann habe ich endlich... Dann kann ich endlich meine Noel benutzen. Ohne dass ich mir selbst ins Bein schieße. Das war schön. Nächstes Jahr im Februar. Oha. Oha. 5 Monate. Oh ja, ich will auch. Hast du dann dir vor, ganz viele blaue Konstellationen zu holen? Oder warum sparst du so lange? Laber nicht so viel. 5 bis 50 Gewinn muss mega viel Wisch sparen. C3, oh, ich weiß gar nicht. Schauen wir mal nach. Was ist denn C3? Ich meine, das hier ist ganz nett. Haben wir Energie. Wenn er inaktiv ist, das ist komisch. Ah, und seine. Sein Dingens verbessern. Ich verstehe. Was ist das denn? Erhöht Schaus Verteidigung. Wen interessiert die Verteidigung? Oha. Cool. Okay. Kenne ich bei Schau nicht so aus. Ich habe mich damals vor 100 Jahren als Schau als ich noch keinen richtigen guten Charakter hatte und gespart habe auf einen guten Charakter, habe ich mich entschieden, entweder Ganyu oder Shao. Und dann, also da waren die, glaube beide so. Dann habe ich mich für Ganyu entschieden. Einfach nur, weil Shao ist, glaube ich, auch relativ, braucht viel Investition. Viel gute Artefakte und sowas. Und weil ich da noch so gut wie nichts anderes hatte, habe ich lieber die einfache Variante genommen. Wobei Shaos Gameplay finde ich schon cool. Warum Ganyu, wenn Shao da ist? Weil Shao sich selber wehtut. Und in dem Moment hatte ich noch nicht wirklich Charaktere, die gut mit Shao zusammengepasst haben. Hat einfach nicht so gut reingepasst. Ich habe aber jetzt Fu Xuan in Star Rail, ja Mann. Hier habe ich eine Weile gewartet. Jetzt habe ich sie endlich. Ist das nicht toll? Hui! Ciao!
As you wish, mein Fräulein.
Du Chang? Nein, Fu Xuan. Die pinke, die so die Zukunft sieht. Oder die Zukunft berechnen kann oder was auch immer. Die ist voll krass. Ich habe die erst auf Level 40, weil ich noch von der Story noch nicht weit genug bin, um sie weiter zu leveln. Oder zu verbessern. Und sie ist einfach schon ein besserer Tank als alle meine anderen Charaktere. Sie tankt halt fürs ganze Team, das ist so krass. Dann Hanghauen, nicht willkommen, oh. Shinquan, Kafka und den. Ich weiß gar nicht, wie das in Star Rail ist. Da kommen doch immer neue Charaktere, oder nicht? Gibt es da überhaupt, also, wann kommen da überhaupt doppelte Banner? Also, dass mal wieder ein früherer Charakter dazu kommt. Also, dass man den pullen kann. Mega hübsch, aber wollen würde ich sie nicht unbedingt. Ich direkt, als ich das erste Mal gesehen habe, dachte ich mir, oha, die ist toll. Und au.
No rest for the wicked.
Over here.
Nee, also, die wird es schon noch geben. Ich frage mich nur, wann. Also, ich weiß nicht, wann halt solche Banner kommen, weil momentan gibt es ja immer nur. Also, momentan ist es ja so, dass es nur einen Charakterbanner gibt. Ich frage mich nur, wann die halt mal Doppelbanner machen oder wann halt wieder so ein Alter kommt. Irgendwann kommt es auf jeden Fall, weil es wäre ja doof, wenn sie nie mehr wieder die alten Charakter rausbringen. Da würden sie sich ja selbst ins Bein schießen. Also geben wird es auf jeden Fall. Nur ist halt, wann? Was ist da los? So, haben alle gemacht, perfekt. Alle Dailies vorbei. Lala, wunderbar. Können wir jetzt mal wieder in Fontaine umherlaufen. Vielleicht Hauptquest machen. Ist eine Idee. Bin ich angerufen? Moment. Ja, scheiß Spam-Anrufe. 20 Puls gratis bekommen wegen 3 Jahre Genshin. Yes! Das war, glaube ich, in dem Dingens, in dem Livestream, oder? Ich mein, 20 Puls ist schön und so, aber irgendwie für so ein Jubiläum, das ist traurig. Warum kriegen wir nur sowas? Das ist auf Pillow. Aber ja, immerhin. Besser als gar nichts. Bis sie dann in einem zukünftigen Event einfach weniger Primus geben, um das wieder auszugleichen. Ich verstehe. Was mal cool wäre, wenn die mal einen fucking 5-Star rausgeben. So als Jubiläumsding. Das wäre cool. Okay. Ja. Wir haben hier noch ein paar Nebenquests. Will ich die direkt machen? Ich glaube, ich mache einfach die Hauptquest weiter. Das werde ich immer durch die neuen Sequenzen auf YouTube und so gespoilert. Gespoilert nicht unbedingt, aber also in der Art. Mehr als 37k Primus geben. 37k. 69. 231 Puls? Das wäre... Das wäre schon fast ein bisschen viel. Ich glaube nicht, dass sie so viel rausgeben. Wäre aber cool. Jo, Okta. Es geht. Genshin, Dähnchen. Korrekt. Was hast du gehört? Keine Ahnung, ob es war ist. Cool wäre es auf jeden Fall. Sie bei 37k ist schon eine ganz schöne viel. Also selbst auf mehrere Updates verteilt.
This is our current abode. Ah, Fremine, you're home.
Ein Fingerchen warm für
Where
nachher,
did
ja.
everyone else go? I have some new friends
Ich dachte
that I
mir
would
so,
like to
hey,
introduce.
es ist noch gut Zeit für einen kleinen Stream, den ich dazwischen schieben kann, hier. Als kleinen Snack. Bis es wieder zu Baldur's Gate geht.
Oh, they all just went out a moment ago.
Prominent.
I see.
Wie ist der eigentlich? Der ist ja
If
Physical,
everyone is
also so
getting
bestimmt
busier
kacke,
now
kann
that
das sein?
father will be returning soon, I suppose that can't be helped. Allow me to introduce you to my little brother, Fremine. He is a phenomenal diver.
Also ich hoffe, dass er ein guter Charakter ist, aber ich glaube es irgendwie
Hello.
nicht.
Very proud to have a diver as a brother, Linny.
Linny, could you come here for a moment?
Was in C2?
What is it, Fremine? Do you have something to tell me?
Ich meine, Physical. Muss ich mir mal anschauen. Irgend so ein Physical Character wäre schon mal cool. Alles gut, redet ihr beide miteinander. Viel Spaß.
Okay, I see.
Is everything all right?
Everything alright.
Oh, it's nothing. We were just discussing a little housework. Sorry for the interruption. Oh, before I forget, the Traveler and I collected more materials to make magic pockets. Were you able to get any, Fremine?
Yes, I went diving and gathered lots of materials.
That's our Fremine, always quick with the underwater.
Blabli, blablu. Mein Sound ist ein bisschen leise.
Looks
Schau dir
like
mal.
rain.
Ah, im Stream aber nicht.
Oh, you're
Ich
right.
will mehr von der Fontaine-Musik hören.
Wasn't it clear and sunny just a moment ago? Fontaine's weather sure is weird.
Bin da schon wieder da. Alles klar, bis später.
I'm afraid that's just how it is here. It often rains on days where there are trials being held in the Opera House, but don't worry, it'll clear up soon enough.
What's wrong, Fremine?
There's a legend about the rain that I tend to believe. It's said that a dragon of water once resided in Fontaine.
Hey, wieder ein
But
Drache.
we don't know where the dragon went. Every time it weeps, the skies will cloud up and pour out rain. When I was a child, my mother told me that if I wanted to go outside and play, I should yell toward the sky at the top of my lungs. Hydro Dragon! Hydro Dragon! Don't cry!
Das war jetzt aber nicht laut genug. Oh, eine weitere Elementardrache wie zwei.
If it's an elemental dragon, then having the power to make it rain wouldn't be very unusual. Let Paimon try something.
Oh oh.
Hydro dragon, don't cry!
Doesn't seem to be of any use. It is just a legend after all.
Hola, Hubibi.
You know, you
Was
might be a
geht?
more popular magician if you understood the concept of romanticism.
Sorry, it might be because we've never met the Hydro Dragon. Perhaps it can't be comforted by the words of strangers. It rained for longer than I suspected. Oh, it's already getting late.
Was there something you needed to do, Linny?
Yeah, some preparations for the show at the Opera House.
Preparations?
I need to find a way to catch the last aqua bus of the day. On the day of the performance,
Ja,
just
ja.
ride the aqua bus to the
Aquabus.
island of Aeneas. I'll have Lynette meet you at the fountain in front of the Opera House.
Wir treffen uns bei der Aufführung.
Oh, are you leaving now?
Ja, ich werde
What
verklagt.
is it, Fremine? I'm in a hurry. Oh, I get it. You feel nervous delivering the materials for the magic pockets. Perhaps we could trouble the traveler to help
Ja,
us
ja,
take these
ja, okay,
materials
wieder
to the boat.
eine
I'm afraid
Laufarbeit
that
für uns.
Fremine can be quite introverted.
Ich mach schon. Ich mach schon. Keine Sorge, keine Sorge.
Sorry for the
Bin ich gewohnt.
inconvenience. I'm
Aber
quite
wehe, du gibst mir
useless when
dafür
it
keine
comes to such
3 Motions.
tasks. I'll think of a way to make it up to you.
Oh, no need.
No need, no need. Doch, Primo-Gems. Ja, damit. Wo müssen wir hin? Beziehungsweise... Mal kurz schauen, ob ich hier noch kurz an einen Wegpunkt komme, der in der Nähe ist. Wenn nicht zu weit oben ist. Oh Mann, was ist denn los? Beim Hals. Ah, das ist schon perfekt. Teleportation. Das ist ein Regenbogen. Habt ihr das gesehen? Oh, nee, nevermind, oder? Ne, das ist nur die Spiegelung. Egal. Ich hab nichts gesagt. Was ist das? Ah, ein Hotel. Ah, ja, aus der Gruppe schmeißen, ja. So, ich mach nicht viel, ja. Ich mach nicht viel. Wenn uns Unwille zum RP kommt. Also sie macht nicht viel, weil sie nichts roleplayen will, oder? Ich kenne sie ja nicht wirklich, darum kann ich das absolut nicht einschätzen, was da ist. Aber das ist schon eine komische Aussage. Oh. Eine Ausdauer. Hui. Jupp.
Hello? Is there anyone here?
Anyone here?
Oh, hello there. New customers? Looking to buy, or do you need something made?
Oh no, we're just here to deliver some materials. Here they are. They're for making... what were they called again?
Ah, these must be for magic pockets. I could tell right away. I've already
Immer noch
made
nicht
several
geantwortet.
orders
Ich
worth
gehe
now.
davon aus, das ging nicht an mich. Müssen wir sie bezahlen? Ich
No
habe vergessen, was
need.
diese Magic
They've
Pockets
already
überhaupt sind.
prepaid several batches worth. When they told me what they'd be using them for, I even offered them a discount. But they insisted on paying the full amount, saying that I had a business to run. It seems both their hearts and their pockets are made of gold.
Whoa. So, is Linny actually loaded?
Is Linny actually loaded?
But who knows?
Die
Maybe there's
wichtigen
good money
Fragen.
to be made being
Weil man
a
weiß
magician in
Bescheid.
Fontaine.
Hey, is this machine what you use to make stuff here?
Weil hier, ich meine, er ist Zauberer, was hier drin mehr oder weniger einfach nur Anwalt bedeutet.
Why use your hands when a machine can do the work? It would be a waste not to use the latest technology. And wasting is a kind of crime.
But where does a big machine like that get its
Es
power
klingelt.
from?
Nervig.
Well, it's a
Ich
little
muss aber kurz ran,
complicated.
wenn meine Oma hört
I'm not
bestimmt
sure I
nichts.
can put it in layman's terms for you.
Okay, nevermind, sie hat's gehört. Sie hat wohl noch ihre Hörgeräte dran. Etwas komplizierter sein.
Basically, everything we usually use here in the city is powered by indemnitium. It's a type of energy that's produced from trials.
Eieiei. Energie, die durch Gerichtsverhandlungen erzeugt wird. Aha.
How can trials produce energy?
Well, I'm not completely sure of all the details myself. When a trial is in session, the oratrice mécanique d'analyse cardinale harvests people's
Das sage ich
belief in
nicht.
justice and converts it into energy to be used all around Fontaine.
Die Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale. Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale. Irgendwas mit Analyse der... Ja, okay.
So that's what its other function is? Paimon heard that the Oratrice was created by the Archon to make judgments. But Paimon still doesn't get it. How could something unreliable like people's beliefs be turned into a stable power source for these machines?
Aber Okta, gestern ist länger als 0,3 Sekunden her. Ist mir noch nicht. Wie kann etwas in eine stabile Energiequelle für diese Maschinen verwandelt werden? Sowohl Wendy als auch Nahida haben gesagt, die Götter stützen sich auf den Glauben, um ihre Macht zu erhalten.
Oh yeah! So that means the Hydro Archon relies on the machine to take the energy created by belief and turn it into power for all of Fontaine, right?
Even though I've never heard anyone really put it that way before, it sounds like it makes sense.
Das sagst du.
Besides indemnitium, we have another type of energy called pneumosia.
Das kenne ich.
It isn't produced by the power of the Archon, but it is unstable by nature. Even now, it still cannot be widely used by civilians.
I thought I'd find you hard at work, but here you are chatting the day away. Since you're already talking, I'm sure you wouldn't mind a few words with me.
Schläger der Confrérie des Gabriels.
You again? Didn't I already promise you that I'd have the more I owe to Confrérie of Cabriere by next month? Why are you hounding me now?
Yeah, but how do we know that you won't go running
Lol.
off by the end of this
Er hat einen
month?
Schnauzer.
I want 50% today. Wait, no? 7.
Soll ich schon wieder angerufen werden? Was ist das für eine Nummer? Dieses Mal ist es eine andere Nummer. Aus Belgien. Wie wär's mit Fuck you? Mein Handy geht mir momentan voll auf die Nerven. Irgendwie ist meine Nummer in irgendeinen Leak reingekommen. Ich kriege in letzter Zeit viel zu viele Scam-Anrufe.
Huh? You.
Seems business isn't so great for the workshop. We've already finished our job and delivered the materials. maybe now's a good time to leave?
Hey, hold on. Before you go around trying to collect payments, why don't you settle
Hey,
your own debts
Tartaglia.
first? If Confrere of Cabriere wants to poach clients from Northland Bank, that's fine. But I'm afraid you still owe the bank a hefty sum of mora. So why don't we work things out between us first, before you get...
You're from Northland Bank. But we said we'll pay everything we owe next month. Why are you hounding me now?
Ey, ein Schuldeneintreiber.
I didn't think I'd run into you here in
Ein
Fontaine.
Schuldeneintreiber,
What are the
ein
chances?
Schulden. Er treibt Schulden bei Schuldeneintreibern ein. Was macht der hier?
Surprised to see you too. What are you doing here in Fontaine? You didn't want to stay in Snezhnaya?
Die scheinen heute auf viele Freunde zu treffen.
Long story short, I've already been in Fontaine for some time now. And honestly, things have been pretty boring.
Zuerst als Fortnite. Was ist das gewesen? Das fand ich lustig. Ja, hä, steht doch auch drin. Das neue Gebiet in Genshin heißt Fortnite. Fortnite.
But it seems that fate brought our paths together today. Not only will I have some good friends here now, but ones who always seem to find trouble. Either way you look at it, it seems things are going to get a lot more interesting now.
Pretty sure we'd want to avoid anything that you'd find interesting. Besides, our trip here has gone pretty well so far. Right, Traveler?
Ja.
Hey, you, Northland Bank boy. Aren't you forgetting something?
Northland Bank,
Don't interrupt. It's not often I run into the Traveler like this. Why don't you wait for me over there for a while?
You kidding? Aren't you the one looking for us? You really expect us to sit and twiddle our thumbs while you catch up with your friends? Listen to me, boy. If you want
Boy.
Mora, fine. Why don't you come and take it?
Hey, I just said
Fuck,
not to
nee.
interrupt.
Oh, da war gerade...
Oh, by the
Heimann
way,
hatte gerade den
Traveler,
richtig
the last time I
tollen
took
Blick.
Tonya and Tusser ice fishing, Tusser said,
Hey, that's way over the line. All right, boys, let's see who has to pay up now.
can you at least let me finish one
Was hat der
sentence?
für einen fucking Dialekt,
Fine.
Mann?
Though the bank told me not to get rough with our clients, you're the ones who started it. This is an act of self-defense. You two will have to be my witnesses, okay?
Warum kann Truant nicht der MC sein? Ja. Mach sie fertig.
I'm sure this won't take long.
Oh, warum darf ich ihn spielen? Tja, hier. Hey, ja.
Let your guard down.
What's your deal, Brad? How are you so
Brad?
strong if you're just a staffer from Snezhnaya's Northland Bank? Wait, don't tell me you're...
Oh, now you notice. It's a little late, don't you think? Just make sure you understand that you don't mess with Northland Bank. Got... Huh?
Now's my chance.
Jetzt oder nie. Aha.
Huh. That was weird.
Was ist gerade passiert?
I'm not sure. It's as if I suddenly lost control of my hydro powers when I needed them. Maybe there's something wrong with my vision?
Strange. How could that happen? First time Paimon's ever heard of someone losing control of their vision.
Drohne auf der Vision.
Never mind. It doesn't matter. If I want to stay sharp, I shouldn't be relying too much on my vision anyway. Besides, I always have my delusion in case I need it.
Ich habe kein göttliches Auge, also kann ich nichts dazu
What are you
sagen.
doing in Fontaine, child? And don't say it's work for Northland Bank.
Well, I guess it's because I've been in a bad mood lately.
Huh? What kind of reason is that? Wait, since when do you feel down about anything?
I don't know. Maybe I still have a lot to learn about myself. But recently,
Natürlich.
there seems to be some sort of restless power stirring inside of me. And I don't know why, but every now and then I feel like I'm in a terrible mood.
Okay.
Maybe you losing control of your vision just now is connected with that power you're feeling inside.
That is a possibility.
Weißt du, woher sie
I
kommt?
can't remember if I ever mentioned it before, but when I was 14, I fell into some unknown abyss.
Oh,
It was
Abyss.
during that time I learned nearly all of my abilities. The one who took me under her wing
Skirk.
and taught me was named Skirk. She was always quiet and very mysterious. Nobody knew where she came from or what she had been through, and one time, I asked her why she was willing to take me on as an apprentice. From what I could make of her answer, it was because I had awakened it, and traces of it remained on me. She said that all my combat training would be useful in the future.
But what is it? What did you awaken?
She never explained that, but my guess is that it's related to a dream I saw when I had just fallen into that abyss. In my dream, I was in the deepest depths of the sea, and the boundless seabed was all around me. But in front of me appeared a whale that was so massive, I felt like I couldn't breathe.
Und der Wal war deine Mutter. Oh, das ist jetzt einfach nur. Die sind kurz davor, deine Mutter Joke zu machen. Ich sehe es schon vor mir.
Oh, that sounds familiar! When we fought against you before, you summoned a huge whale that seemed to leap at us. Is that the one?
That's just an abstract form of a whale that I create using my elemental powers. It takes that shape because the scene I dreamt of the whale has always been stuck in my mind. I'll never forget it.
So you used the whale as inspiration for one of your moves? Huh. Seems a little twisted to Paimon. So why don't you just go ask your master? Maybe she knows the answer.
You make it sound so easy. Ever since the incident I experienced there, I've never stopped searching for
Skirk.
Master Skirk and that unknown abyss. But it's been years now, and I've still found nothing. There isn't even a trace of the place where I remember falling into the abyss.
Oh, it sounds like some kind of ghost story.
Wir werden auch sicherlich nicht in Kürze herausfinden, was das damit zu
Yeah,
tun hat.
I'm
Nein,
out of
bestimmt
leads at
nicht.
this point, but there's nothing more I can do. It seems that strange encounters in this world tend to be elusive like that. Oh, seems the time really flies when I'm talking with you. I just remembered I have somewhere else I need to be.
What? More work for the Northland Bank?
No, it's more of a personal appointment. Lately, I've been sparring with some of Fontaine's official champion duelists whenever I'm feeling bored.
Official champion duelists? You mean it's their job to duel?
Yep, in Fontaine, before a criminal goes to court, they're given one chance to defend their honor by requesting a duel with an official champion duelist.
Hey, das könnten wir machen. Hey,
The champion
bestimmt.
duelists are all powerful fighters selected from among the nation's best. And the duel itself is a no-holds-barred fight with no specified stopping point. So engaging in such a duel is regarded as a symbol of defending your honor. If a criminal manages to win the duel, they'll be acquitted. But if they lose, they'll have no choice but to stand trial. And the worst-case scenario is that you're simply killed in the duel. Though it's rumored that Fontaine has a death penalty, from what I can tell, no one has ever been officially sentenced to death. So really, the only people who opt to duel are those who have suffered a grave injustice in being accused, or those who greatly value their honor. Otherwise, why gamble with your life?
So, do many people actually get out of their trials by winning the duel?
Apparently, it's exceedingly rare for anyone to actually win. Fontaine probably enacted this system as a way to show that the nation respects the honor of its citizens. Besides, none of the champion duelists are to be trifled with, which is exactly why I was itching to face them as soon as I got to Fontaine. Apparently, the one I'm meeting today, Clorinde, is the strongest of the champion duelists. I had been asking her for some time before she finally agreed to face me today.
Well, that's child for ya. Paimon feels like we heard that name somewhere before. Clorinde. Huh.
Als wir zum ersten Mal den Hydra-Drachen trafen.
Oh, before I forget, I want you to have this.
Was ist das Zeug?
I'm just worried that it could become uncontrollable again. I'd be pretty upset if it got in the way of my duel, so I think I'll be better off without it for now. Besides, I just need you to hold on to it for a short while. I'll come retrieve it when I have some time later.
Paimon knows what you're up to. You just want an excuse to come talk to us again, don't you?
Schöne Gesichtsausdrücke. Von beiden. Hm.
Whatever gave you that idea? I'll be in touch later.
That sneaky guy.
Von der Sonic-Spielzeug. Oh mein Gott. Endlich. Ist das der Limited Edition Knuckles aus der McDonald's Werbung?
Well, since we don't have much to do for now, we might as well walk around and see the city before Lenny's performance.
Lenny's Performance? Ich dachte, es geht immer noch um, um unser Trial, oder nicht? Bin sicher.
Wow! Who could have seen that coming? The reporter who was barely around for most of the story was the murderer all along!
Ey, nicht spoilern.
Sorry. Paimon was just surprised, that's all. Whew. Paimon never saw that twist coming. The murder mystery novels here are amazing.
Paimon mag Bücher. Paimon kann lesen.
The whodunits here in Fontaine are a lot different than the light novels you see from Yai Publishing House. Both have their merits, but Paimon thinks this style of novels are more, well, novel.
Hund, da wirst du ganz wuschig, Hunzi.
It's so exciting to reach the moment when the mystery is uncovered, especially in the one Paimon was just reading. You should buy a copy and read it too.
Nope.
Oh, sorry about that. Paimon will be more careful next time. Hey, shouldn't we be heading to the Opera House to see Lenny's performance soon?
Ja.
Lenny said that the Opera House is on Areneas, so let's go ride the Aquabus.
Oh, Musik. Strahlender Drehkristall. Hier ist... Ah, im Untergrund. Oha. Okay. Also war ein bisschen weg. Zum Glück habe ich hier schon den Teleportort. Na, Hundi, wie findest du sie? Ich glaube, ich habe dich schon mal gefragt, aber die level ich momentan.
Surprise!
Whoa! Now this is fancy! The Opera at Eclairs. What a place to hold a performance! No wonder Lenny and Lynette were looking forward to it. Huh. Looks like there's a lot of people standing around the fountain up ahead.
Erstmal reinpinkeln.
Oh, Archon, please bless us with a bright and healthy child. We pray.
Entscheidungen getroffen wurden, die sich für mich richtig kacke anfühlen. Okay. Ich finde sie toll. Wobei, ich finde ihr Gameplay toll. Ihr Design ist mir eigentlich ziemlich hoch.
I don't know why you always feel the need to ask so much. I'll be happy as long as our child is healthy and lives a peaceful life.
I guess if they're our kid, then there's no doubt they'll turn out smart.
Optionen zu kotzen,
This is
bitte.
one of the customs in Fontaine. There sure are a lot of couples here.
Vache.
Vache. What the fuck?
What's wrong?
Vache. Vache.
Sprich nicht in dieser komischen, unmenschlichen Sprache. Hast du gerade etwas gesagt, Paimon?
No, Paimon didn't say anything. Are you hearing things?
Was habe ich da gehört?
Welcome to the Fountain of Lucine. All the
Hey.
water flowing through Fontaine converges here. It's customary for newlyweds to come here and wish for children.
Dass sie Katzenohren haben muss? Naja, sie ist halt eine von denen. Das ist halt eine Rasse hier. Moment, seit wann bist du gegen Katzen? Catgirls. Ich dachte, bei dir wäre das eine ganz andere Sache. Für dich wäre das immer ein Plus. Ich habe dich wohl falsch eingeschätzt.
Lynette, you scared Paimon!
When he asked me to wait here for you, remember?
Right.
Eine Klischeebrust halt auch seltsam aussieht. Die ist die Assistentin von dem Zauberer. Darum liegt es vermutlich daran. Ich habe jemandes Stimme gehört.
What do you mean? There are a lot of people here right now.
Eine Stimme, die aus dem Quellwasser kommt.
Hey, you're not trying to scare Paimon, are you? Besides, it's the middle of the day.
I see. I might be able to tell you something that could help explain the voice you heard. In fact, you might not be imagining things at all. I suspect that what you heard is a result of your hypersensitivity to the hydro element. Others in my family have had similar experiences.
Aber du bist Annehmo.
Because of her sensitivity to the hydro element? But what would hearing a voice have to do with elemental power?
When do you cry, Paimon?
What the fuck? Was ist das für eine Frage?
Wait, what? What does that have to do with anything?
Just answer me.
When Paimon's really sad? Oh, and when Paimon's super happy. Oh, and also when Paimon's really, really scared.
Gut sein kann, aber nicht seht ihr, wenn nicht sogar det hier. Das ist immer voll lustig. Oh ja, das ist der perfekte Charakter, aber siehst du dieses Muttermal F-Tier? Oh mein Gott, Z-Tier! Ich übertreibe gerade mit Absicht. Ich find's nur sehr lustig.
Then you
Oh.
should understand that tears contain your most intense emotions. Like I just mentioned, the Fountain of Lucine is where all the flowing water in Fontaine converges. Even the tears that fall to the ground will eventually gather here. So maybe what you heard was the intense emotion coming from someone's tears.
Das ist eine interessante Auslegung. Ich weiß nicht, ob ich hier das abnehme.
So, what did the voice say?
Sie schien den Namen von jemandem zu rufen.
Huh. If you were hearing their emotions...
Rather than worrying about them, we should worry about my brother first. Don't let that calm look of his fool you. He tends to get pretty nervous just before a performance. So chatting with Linny might help him relax a little before he goes on stage.
Oh, right. That makes sense. Let's go in and see Linny.
Frühstück. Fuck. Hallo, Veleda. Du hast die Vögel ver... Darf ich fragen, worüber du nachgedacht hast? Sicher doch, ich denke darüber nach, wie Menschen überhaupt entstanden sind. Wir Melusinen wurden von Elynas geboren. Aha, das habe ich mich oft gefragt. Wie ist der erste Mensch auf dieser Welt entstanden? Wurden Menschen wie wir aus Fleisch und Blut geboren oder wurden sie auf eine andere Weise erschaffen? Oh, ich stamme nicht aus Tevia, deshalb bin ich mir nicht sicher. Ach, wirklich? Schon gut. Ich habe aber jetzt was bekommen. Der hat mir was gegeben. Was kriege ich? Oh, ein Artefakt. Oh lol. Rarität 4. Münze. Meins. Hier ist auch immer Geld. Lass mich das Geld aufsammeln.
Over here.
So, let's go. Oder will ich hier noch? Woanders noch wohin? Eigentlich nicht. Alfe! Boah, Hundi, du bist so eine richtige Alfe. Wenn dich ein Franzose Eife nennt, ist das nicht irgendwie schlecht? Jo. sehen kann, weil fließen sie die alle zusammen. Hä? Ich meine, sie sind halt einfach Anime. Ich finde es ein hübscher Name. Ja, du bist auch so eine richtige Eife. Eine richtige Echse, du Eife. Erinnert mich zu sehr an Pfeife, der Name.
Ah, Traveler in Paimon. Good to see you. I knew you two would come.
Ja, ja. Ich
Are
bin
you
hier.
kidding? We wouldn't miss it for the world. We've been looking forward to it.
I can tell, judging by how early you've arrived. But you're actually right on time. The audience still hasn't started entering the venue yet, which means now is the perfect chance for us to take you to the best seats in the house. Wait just a moment. I'll fetch...
Ja, ja, ja. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Die Musik ist etwas leise. Ich muss mal schauen, ob ich die Musik lauter machen kann, die Stimme aber nicht.
Have to make reservations. I've already reserved your seats, and here are your tickets.
Oh.
Ooh, front row seats. Thanks, Lenny.
Don't mention it. There's no need to keep thanking me.
Hey, Lenny, could you come over here and take a look at this?
Oh, I'll be right there. Seems there's an issue with the stage props over there. That's Cal, my assistant, calling me. I'll go lend him a hand.
Ab an die Arbeit.
Yeah, we'll just go to our seats. You go ahead, Lenny.
Kann ich mich noch bewegen? Perfekt. Ich will, ich will, ich will, ich will, ich will, ich will. Lautstärke der Musik. Noch eins höher, machen wir auf 7. Yo. Jo. Geht zu dem letzten, die Linie reserviert hat. Die sind dort, okay. Da ist auch schon jemand. Wer ist das? Oh!
These
Nur
should be our
Billett?
seats. Come on, let's sit down.
Musik ist so gut, yes. Wenn auch kein richtiges Orchester. Inwiefern richtig? Weil die werden auf jeden Fall, die Musik hier wird auf jeden Fall von einem richtigen Orchester gemacht. Das ist kein, Dingens. Kein Elektrozeug. What the fuck? Oh Leute. Der Anfang sah erstmal aus wie irgend so ein Bot, so eine Bot-Nachricht. Ich hab für einen kurzen Moment gedacht, dass da jetzt irgend so eine Bot-Nachricht kommt, aber das ist die. Okay, das ist der Name. Ah, Oife, aber der Name da war mit Doppel-A, glaube ich. Is an Irish given name. The name is probably derived from the Irish Gaelic. Oip. Beauty or Radiance. Eva. Eve. Eve. Ife oder Eve. Wie spricht man das am Ende aus? Ich meine, immer dieses, so sprichst du das aus, Gedöns. Das Zeug, das keiner versteht, Mann.
Hey, traveler. Maybe we should strike up a conversation with the person next to us. Since we're sitting together and the rest of the place is practically empty still. It's kind of awkward if we don't say anything.
Viel Spaß, Paimon.
You little... Of course you put this on Paimon.
Excuse me, I did not realize you felt awkward. I am terribly sorry. I would be perfectly happy to chat with you if that is what you would like.
Oh, so you heard all of that, did ya? Boy, you sure have good ears. Paimon thought she was keeping her voice down. Wait, that's not it. Paimon's sorry. Paimon's the one who was being rude, talking under her breath like that. So let's talk, but, what should we talk about?
Ace Attorney Charakter. Welcher? Schick mir Link. Sofort. Beweise. Sofort. Pix or didn't happen. Jetzt wird es noch unangenehmer.
Oh, Paimon's got it. You're also here early and sitting in the front. Are you a friend of Linny's too?
A friend, you say? Well, if Mr. Linney would like to be my friend, I would be more than happy to reciprocate.
Oh, so you're not friends with Linny then? Oh, this is getting more awkward by the second.
Nicht vom Aussehen, aber
Paimon
Verhalten.
nearly forgot to make her introduction.
Ich meine, er ist fuck. Fuck, wie heißt der Gerichtsdude? Lass mich mal
Nice to meet
zustellen.
you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. We just arrived in Fontaine.
It is an honor to meet you two. I have heard of your deeds across Tevat, and as required by proper etiquette, I will also introduce myself. I am...
Oh, Monsieur Nervillet. What an honor it is to have you here to see my show.
Ah, Mr. Linney. I should say it is in fact an honor for me to see your performance in person.
Wait, Nervillet? Could he be...
I saw you all chatting just now, but it seems you still don't know who Monsieur Nervillet is.
Nervillet.
Allow me to introduce you to Fontaine's Chief Justice.
Richter, das war
That
das Wort, das
seat
ich
is
gesucht
always
habe.
reserved for him. It wouldn't be too much to say that he's the symbol of justice and honesty here in Fontaine.
Whoa! Sorry for being so rude just now. Paimon had no idea you were such an important person.
No offense taken. Being Chief Justice is merely what I do for work.
Nervillet.
Nearly every person has their usual reserved seat, so I'm not so special, really. And by the way, I should probably let you know, even though I would prefer not to. There's someone sitting up there in the VIP seats that has been striking a pose for quite a while now. I believe she is trying to give you a most elegant and impressive first impression. So I think you should take notice of her sooner rather than later, otherwise she may become flustered.
Furina! Die will ich.
Huh? Oh, it's Farina, the Hydro Archon. Huh. She sure has a smug and satisfied look on her face. Guess she has no idea that you saw right through her act.
Very good. That is for the best. No need to pay her any more attention. We may now enjoy the show.
Huh? So is this what things are like between the Chief Justice and the Hydro Archon?
All right, please wait just a moment longer. I've pretty much finished my preparations, and the performance will start as soon as the audience has made their way to their seats.
Yo.
Yay! The show's finally about to start! Paimon can hardly wait! Paimon's never seen a real live magic show before!
Publikum kommt rein, okay. Dann, Magie, Magie.
They're dimming the lights! The show must be starting! Sorry. Paimon will try to stay quiet.
Welcome, one and all, to the Opera Epiclese. I am the star of today's show, Linny.
Boo! Boo!
And over here is my sister, Lynette, who will be working as my wonderful assistant. Please, let's give her a warm welcome.
Woohoo!
Hello, everyone.
I know she may seem to be a little sleepy right now, but that's just a sign that she's nervous.
Whatever.
Now, some of you may be thinking, two vision holders who can freely manipulate elemental powers performing magic is not true magic at all. So, I would like to take a moment to assure you that elemental powers will have nothing to do with what you will witness on the stage today. Both Lynette and myself have removed our visions for the show. That way, even the gods won't be able to help us.
Oh, good point. That's what makes the show real magic.
Now, without further ado, let the show begin. Lynette will now exit the stage to make some preparations. I know you might miss her, but don't worry. She'll be coming right back on stage momentarily. Perhaps in an unexpected way. I'm sure she'll be stealing the spotlight soon enough. Oh, and before I forget, there's one more thing I should say. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. A magician's greatest skill is making things disappear or appear. The possibilities are endless. Huh?
Oha.
But this isn't what you came for.
Okta sollte auch auf
These little tricks, you've seen them all before. So it's time for something truly extraordinary, don't you think? This one's a little tricky. Using this water tank, I shall make my sister vanish completely, right before your very eyes. It's actually quite simple. She'll just turn into air bubbles and float right out of the top. Oh no! I told them to check all the props carefully. With the lid on, even air can't escape. An amateur magician would be getting very nervous right around now. Luckily, it's me on stage, so let me show you what a true virtuoso can do. Lynette, are you still there? Don't go too far. We don't want to use up all our magic.
Hi, I'm back.
Uh-huh.
Wohnhund. Ja, wir wurden gescannt. Das Leben eines Kumas ist ganz schön hart. Die mit dem Hut, ich weiß gerade den Namen nicht, aber... Hey, sehr
If we
beeindruckend.
could see easily through his tricks, then that would mean that his skills are still lacking. To appreciate magic, you should focus on the show happening on stage, rather than getting caught up in trying to see that which has been intentionally hidden.
Guess you're right. Paimon couldn't believe her eyes when Lynette reappeared. Amazing!
Thank you everyone. I'm glad you enjoyed that performance. But our magical journey has only just begun. I've prepared even more astonishing surprises for everyone here.
Aha,
The
natürlich.
magic of transformation and disappearance can go far beyond what you've just seen. I'm sure many of you are thinking that escaping the water tank was impressive enough. But Lynette is still my assistant after all. In which case, I have ample time to make all necessary preparations. So, for my next trick, I will require the participation of one lucky audience member. Please, if my assistants could bring out the magical boxes now. There are 2 boxes and only 2 boxes. One is here and one is there in the aisle among the audience.
Und in dem ist eine Bombe
I'm
versteckt.
sure many of our clever audience members have already guessed our next magic trick. A swap. Our lucky audience member and I will each enter a magic box. After 1 minute, we will each emerge from the opposite box. Now please, everyone pay very close attention to the box you see here. Don't give me any chance to make a move.
Wow, how's he gonna do this? Hey, do you think this is all magic tricks, or does Lenny have actual superpowers?
Ich bin mir sicher, dass ich da ein Geheimnis lüften kann.
The lucky audience member will be generated by this random number selector. It selects numbers entirely at random.
Oh mein
Even
Gott.
I don't know who will be chosen to participate.
Ein echter Random
Now
Number
then,
Generator.
Let's begin.
Wenig Magie. Aber Hundi, du musst verstehen, wenn er einfach nur Magie macht, dann verstehen die 3-jährigen Leute, die das Spiel spielen, nichts.
7C3, congratulations! You now have the chance to experience magic firsthand for an entire minute.
RIP.
Please,
RIP
come
NPC.
forward. My assistant will take you beside the magic box. I'm sorry, it might be a little cramped inside, but no need to feel nervous. We've carefully arranged everything for you to be as comfortable as possible. You don't need to do anything, but no matter what strange things may happen, don't come out of the box. If the magic is interrupted, who knows where you might end up? You might even find yourself in the Fortress of Meropide.
Ja, die ist weg.
Okay.
Okay, tschüss. Tschüss.
All right. Before I enter the magic box, there is one more thing I need to ask the audience to do. Could you all give me a countdown?
7, 5, B. 23.
59, 58. Just keep counting down. You can go a little faster or slower if you like. I
Natürlich.
won't be able to see anything in the pitch black box, so I'll be relying on your voices to know when time is up. Oh, and no tricks now. If you quickly count from 60 in just 30 seconds, then I'll be in a tough spot.
Ooh, Paimon kinda wants to count faster after hearing him say that.
No, that won't do. I can see it in your eyes. You still can't be trusted. Let's practice together. Come on, repeat after me. 60, 59, 58. 60, 59.
15. 7.
That's right, perfect. Keep it going. All right, I'll see you all on the other side once you've finished counting.
54, 53, 52? Huh? Why aren't you counting, Nervalet?
I am counting in my head. I think things are exciting enough in here as it is. Merely a consequence of my identity and personality. Do not worry about me. Just enjoy the show.
Oh, alright. You look so serious that Paimon thought you might be feeling uncomfortable or something.
40, 39, 38.
Mr. Lenny, are you all right in there? Is everything ready?
Yes, I'm fine. I'm just double-checking the direction of the magic. It would be a disaster if we get sent to the wrong places. For example, mid-air right above the audience.
Even though he's saying that, Lenny doesn't seem nervous at all.
Boom.
What was that noise? Did you hear it too?
Gehört habe ich es nicht, ich habe es gelesen. Das kam von der Bühne, oder?
Not sure. Anyway, it doesn't seem like anyone's worried about it.
25, 24, 23.
Das ist sicher ein bisschen komisch, um ehrlich zu sein.
What's wrong, Mr. Lenny? I can still hear you moving in there.
I seem to have accidentally knocked over a decoration. I'm trying to fix it, but it's pitch black in here. I can't tell left from right.
Never mind the decorations. There's no time for that. The show...
No, that's unacceptable. I want my show to be perfect. Don't worry, we still have 20 seconds. Hear them counting?
19, 18, 17.
It seems things aren't quite going as planned. It feels like you're all starting to count faster, but that's all right. I know it can be tiring to
Blah, 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 blah.
change is still plenty of time.
10. Almost there now. Whew. Swapping two people is harder work than you might think. Even a master magician like me can't guarantee I'll get it right the first time. Hey, wait! Is this the back one? I can't tell. They both look the same inside. Huh? Nope, that's not it. I'll try again.
Ha 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 ha.
Hey, slow down! Honestly!
5, 4, 3,
Whoops! That doesn't count!
-1, -2, -3.
Ta-da!
Postkampf. Oh. Ja. Und jetzt ist sie nicht da. Ich sag's voraus. Ich sag's voraus. Oh. Hey. Ups.
What happened?
Wir haben sie nie wieder gesehen. Machst du Skydiving so eine Art?
Show? Mr. Lenny, you're going to use
Entschuldigung,
magic to
Corvus.
fix the stage now, right?
What happened?
Ups.
Oh no. Maybe this isn't part of the show. The girl was still in that box, right?
This performance is over. Medical staff with me. Guards, secure the scene and detain all the performers. Seal the exits. No one is allowed in or out at this time.
Yes, that's right. If this was just an accident, then we must investigate the cause. But if this was all part of some scheme, then those accountable will not escape the judgment of the God of Justice.
No need to be alarmed, you two. We'll get to the bottom of this soon enough. Unfortunately, the person who is in the magic box has been pronounced dead. His name was Cowell, one of the assistants in Linny's magic troupe. Apparently, the fireworks on stage ignited the ropes that were suspending the water tank, which then caused the tank to fall onto the stage. As of now, we are still not sure why we found Cowell in the box, rather than the guest from the audience. And after an initial search of the area, the guards have confirmed that the girl is nowhere to be found. It appears that this incident was not merely some mishap with the performance. And there are many indications that it is connected with the case of the serial disappearances of young women.
The serial disappearances case?
That's the case that Charlotte mentioned before.
So viel Zuschauer.
I know the truth. I can see through the whole thing. Really, using such a shallow and obvious mystery as his finale. Did he really underestimate us that badly? I say that our powerful magician, Mr. Linny, is now the prime suspect for the serial disappearances case.
Huh? Why me? This whole thing was an accident.
Oh, this all occurred during your magic show, did it not? The missing girl disappeared after being chosen, did she not? The deceased is one of your assistants, is he not? Now that I think about it, that whole speech about magicians making things disappear was nothing more than a provocation, a bald-faced challenge.
That can't be right. How can Linny do this? He was in the box on the stage the entire time. We can even hear his voice. Besides, before the show, he told us that he would like to catch the criminal behind the disappearances. He couldn't possibly mean catching himself.
Ooh.
Save discussion for a later time, please. Lady Farina, may I assume that your comments just now constitute an accusation against Mr. Linny and his associates, and that you are pressing charges?
Huh? I just think that he... Well, I think it might be a little early to talk about formally pressing charges.
But what Lady Farina said just now makes perfect sense. Looks like she's gonna personally deliver justice.
A kidnapping and murder carried out under the cover of a magic show. Lady Farina said it all.
I mean, of course, my dear people. But what excites me even more than the obvious truth before our eyes is the opponent I'll be facing. That's right. I mean you, Traveler. You'll support Lenny, won't you? After all, he was the one who helped you the first time we met.
Ich glaube an Lenis Unschuld. Es ist meine einzige Option. Also, ich kann nur da drauf drücken.
Then there's no problem at all. You know, the Traveler and I already had a duel the first time we met. But with Lenny's help, our little duel ended in a draw.
Baby.
But draws really are the most boring possible outcome. So, no more draws. Between the two of us, there must be a clear winner and loser. And what better place to hold such a riveting showdown and decide the true victor than here, on the grandest of stages, the Opera Epiclese.
It wasn't a draw. She obviously lost last time.
I understand. Charges have now been pressed, and as such, a trial is in order. Well, Traveler, seems Lady Farina has set you in her sights. But putting her dramatic rhetoric aside for a moment, I would like to ask you, are you willing to act as Mr. Lenny's attorney and defend him in this case?
Natürlich.
Very well. The trial will be held a day from now in the Opera House. Both sides may investigate the scene to build their cases and search for the truth.
Wo man gar nichts kann. Schauen wir mal. Ich hoffe ja, dass es hier wieder ein Bosskampf mit dem Archon gibt. Wie in Inazuma.
The audience may begin to leave in an orderly fashion once they have been cleared by the guards.
A day isn't that long. Let's see what kind of case this big shot Outlander can build in such a short amount of time. I'm really quite looking forward to hearing it.
Alle werden entlassen und das Publikum verlässt zusammen mit Furina und Muriel das Opernhaus. Lenny!
Sorry about everything that happened just now. Were you frightened?
Of course! Who wouldn't be scared after witnessing an accident like that?
Yeah, I'm a little shaken up myself. How could this happen? And poor Cal. I know you already claimed that you would defend me, but now it's just us talking. Tell me, do you think I could possibly be the murderer?
Dafür bist du eine zu große
Good to
Pussy.
hear. Thank you so much for trusting me. I'm sure everyone sees me as the biggest suspect at this point.
Venti stärker.
But if you ask me, the whole thing is mysteries layered upon mysteries, such that all that's left is confusion. I don't know whether what happened there on the stage was purely an accident or not, and I don't know why poor Cal was in the box. As for how that girl chosen from the audience could suddenly disappear, I'm afraid I don't have any answers either. If someone tampered with my performance, then we need to figure out what they did. Even a skilled and knowledgeable magician like myself couldn't pull all that off in just 1 minute.
Trailer, jo, hab ich gesehen. Und Nuvilets Theme im Trailer war voll nice. Das ist sehr merkwürdig.
Which is precisely why we need to investigate. As this book says, the impossible could not have happened. Whatever happened must have been that which is possible.
Alles klar, Snipping Tool. Ein Bild von und kurz in Memes reinschicken. Okay, gut. Alles klar. Ich muss nur kurz ein Bild machen. Da kommt die Brille.
Paimon bought them when we were reading at the bookshop in the city earlier. Pretty cool, huh?
Paimon hat Geld?
Don't worry. Paimon used her own savings to buy them. It wasn't from our travel funds.
Die hat Geld?
I think they look cute on you, Paimon.
You have good taste, Lynette.
That's the right attitude. Feeling depressed isn't going to help me now. I need to get back to my normal self. But with the guards watching our every move, it's going to be especially difficult for Lynette and I to prove our own innocence. Good thing you agreed to be our attorneys. Thanks for that. We'll be counting on you.
Yes, thank you so much.
Könnt euch nicht enttäuschen.
Yeah, just leave it to us. Oh, since we're going to start investigating, Paimon has a question first. Where did Lynette go during the performance?
Oh, well, I'm afraid that would involve some of our essential trade
Das ist eine
secrets as
schlaue
magicians.
Aussage gegenüber der Person, die dich beschützt.
Past saving, Lenny.
I suppose you're right. The truth behind our tricks is going to be important evidence that will be weighted during the trial. 'Tis truly a pity. As a magician, our magic show is a work of art. We've poured countless hours and spared no effort in perfecting it. But if revealing our secrets will help you uncover the truth behind what happened, then it will be well worth it. We should go somewhere else if we're going to discuss our magic tricks. We'll go speak with the guards, and in the meantime, you can go investigate the stage and the seating areas.
Okay.
Alright, let's go have a look while the investigation
Essential
agents are still here.
Credentials.
Detective Paimon is on the case.
On the case. Ich hoffe, das wird ein Item, wo man verwenden kann. Ich möchte ab sofort, dass Paimon für immer so aussieht.
Hello, officer. How's the investigation going?
Wir sind die Repräsentantinnen von Linny und Lynette.
Ah, I see. You must be the traveler that Lady Farina mentioned.
Auch ein
Listen, I'll be
Schnauzer.
perfectly honest with you. I'd avoid getting mixed up in this whirlpool of a mess if I were you.
Huh? What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Come with me and you'll see. The deceased is one of Linny's assistants named Cowell. Even though he hadn't joined the troupe long, he was hardworking and everyone generally liked him. The assistants are usually in charge of setting up and inspecting the props, as well as assisting with the show and keeping the crowd engaged. As you
Wer hat
probably
den Körper
saw,
nachgezeichnet?
when you were in the audience, the water tank suddenly fell and smashed the box with Cowell inside it.
Warum war Cowell in dem Schrank?
This is the real mystery. We've already searched the scene and were unable to find any traces of the girl. However, if you look carefully, the box was positioned directly under the water tank.
Voll geil.
The ropes holding the tank were then burned by the pyrotechnics on stage, causing them to snap. All
Gibst
these
du mir das
factors
Item?
lining up so perfectly
Korbus?
makes it hard to see this as a mere accident. If anything, the more logical explanation is that the whole incident was intentionally planned, and Linny is the most likely person to have access to all these areas.
But he doesn't have a motive.
Are you both good friends of his?
Ist doch voll geil.
You can't say we're good friends, but we've known each other for a little while.
So in just a short time, he was not only able to win your trust, but even convince you to act as his attorneys. I know there's no such thing as magic. The real trick of a magician is holding the audience in the palm of their hand. I've seen a lot of cases, and I can tell you that people are the least reliable kind of evidence.
Das ist nicht immer der Fall.
Sorry, I tend to be pretty straightforward. Just know that I'm warning you for your own good. Anyway, you may investigate the scene of the crime yourselves if you're curious. Who
Ja.
knows, maybe you'll be able to come up with some new evidence.
Über die Fallakte lassen sich der aktuelle Stand der Beweis- und Hinweissammlungen überprüfen. Kannst du noch nicht aufgedeckte Beweise und Hinweise prüfen. Wenn der Fertigkeit spüren sind, kannst du mal das bestimmten Bereich. Okay. Ermittlungsbericht der Gendarmerie. Okay. Informationen über die Identität des Verstorbenen. Der verstorbene Cowell war einer der Assistenten der Zaubertruppe. Wir standen daran, die Requisiten aufzustellen, bla bla bla, das haben wir schon gehört. Okay. Ey, Achievement. Die weiße Linie untersuchen. Es war kein Mensch. Sieht man nicht, wie rund das ist? Das war ein Cartoon-Charakter. Ich sag's euch. Wenn er nicht in dem Schrank gewesen wäre, dann wäre er vielleicht nicht... No shit. Hey. Hallo, Quentin.
The investigation team has some new findings. Turns out there's an issue with the random number selector after all.
Oh mein Gott.
See, I told you. What if the machine picked some big guy's seat? You think the murderer would have still made his move then?
Sorry to interrupt, but we're helping Linny and Lynette with their side of the investigation. What were you saying about the number selector? There's something wrong with it?
You're trying to help them? That'll be a tall order.
Linny used the machine to pick a random member of the audience during his performance, right? The lucky girl that later disappeared. Well, we thought there might be a serious problem with the machine, so we had it taken away for further inspection.
It turns out that the seat number it picked wasn't random at all. The machine picks that same number every time. I'm sure you already know that you have to make a reservation in advance to get a seat, regardless of whether it's a trial or some performance. In other words, Linny knew who would be sitting where from the very beginning.
That much checks out. Linny reserved our seats for us too.
Bet you see why I was saying it'd be tough to make a case for Linny.
Okay, wir stören nicht weiter.
Even though it...
Oh, Nummer. Oh mein Gott, es war Linny. Ich wusste es von Anfang an. Ich habe ihn schon von immer verdächtigt. Bevor das hier überhaupt passiert ist, habe ich ihn verdächtigt. Der beschädigte Zauberschrank wurde zurückgelassen, nachdem die Gendarmerie den Tatort untersucht hatte. Wenn ich ihn mir jetzt ansehen muss, der Wassertank ihn sehr schwer getroffen haben. Wasser ist schwer. Warum habe ich erst 0 von... Ach, okay, ich muss... Okay. Wird dann gesammelt als ein Hinweis. Oh mein Gott, ist das etwa ein Seil?
So this is the rope that broke and caused the water tank to fall. The rope looks pretty durable. How can it be burned through so quickly by fireworks?
Hat der Linie das Sicherheitsproblem, das es darstellte, nicht erkannt? Oder...
Why are you suddenly so serious, Traveler?
Ich schaue mir die Stelle an, wo das Seil ist. Ja, es wurde eindeutig mit Cola befleckt. Sieht aus wie Zunder.
So if a rope meant to hold something was made with that kind of material in it. Wait, why don't you write all this down? Let's take notes.
Man kann schreiben? Ich lerne heute so viel über Paimon. Hallo Maurice.
Hello there. What are you investigating?
Ich stehe hier nur.
Oh,
Zum Spaß.
this location has also been cordoned off because the Magic Troupe members are currently considered prime suspects. The seats were all booked in advance, so we were able to deduce the missing woman's identity by checking the guest list.
Kannst du uns das verraten?
Sure, it's not like this is confidential information. We will publish it later anyway when we petition the public to help us find the missing person. Her name is Halsey. She's a painter from Fontaine who's made a bit of a name for herself. Apparently, she wasn't a regular at the Opera House, but she'd been feeling some pressure with her work lately, which made her decide to come see the magic show. The Magic Troupe members all claim not to know her. We have looked into her social connections. It seems that she has no personal grievances or conflicts of interest with the suspects. Simply put, she wasn't related to the Magic Troupe at all, which matches the features of the previous serial disappearances.
Were the victims of previous cases also chosen at random?
That's how it seems to us, in any case. Apart from the fact that they were all young women of around the same age range, there really weren't any other connections between them.
Okay then.
No need to be so formal. It is of utmost importance that we get to the bottom of these.
So, haben wir jetzt einen Hinweis? Weil wir mit den allen hier, ja. Ah, okay. Geht jetzt weiter in diese Richtung, Richtung. Oh. Zauberschrank untersucht. Zauberschrank untersuchen. Sieht aus wie ein gewöhnlicher Schrank, aber Lina hat es geschafft, sich während der Auto-Ding ist das noch an. Soll ich ausmachen? Isildur. Isildur.
I see
Ah.
that you're investigating the area. Well, it just so happens that I'm interested too.
Cool. Interessiert mich
If
nicht.
you find any new and interesting leads, be sure to share them with me, all right?
We don't have too many thoughts yet.
Then why don't I tell you my hypothesis first? The way I see it. And I'll start it with that loud thud.
The thud? Oh, you mean the sound that happened during the countdown?
Yes, exactly. It wasn't terribly loud, but I suspect that most people heard it. It's just that everyone was awaiting the results of Linny's trick with bated breath, so no one paid it much mind. But now that the incident has happened, the thud has become an important clue.
That makes sense. So, what do you make of it?
I'm of the opinion that it may have been the sound of Linny's accomplice. Lynette, perhaps. Jumping atop the water tank, or something like that. And when the pyrotechnics went off, she cut the rope, sending the water tank crashing down.
But wasn't the noise we heard too loud for that?
Perhaps the balance wasn't right, leading to a particularly rough landing.
In diesem Fall wäre der Wassertank sicher ins Schwingen gekommen.
Oh, that's true.
That does remind Paimon, though.
Okay, okay. All king to people, haja, haja. Bla 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 bla. Hier lang. Bim, bim, bim. Molly.
Lenny's still talking to the guards. It seems he'll have a lot of explaining to do. I think someone will be assigned to monitor us later, but that's alright.
Huh? Okay, man kann nicht durch.
Hey, you! Yes, both of you! Over here!
Oh!
Keeping an eye on you for a while now.
Die wird vielleicht mit Goro im selben Banner sein und das wäre voll cool, weil dann kriege ich die auch.
Huh? You mean us?
Yo! Yo, die wird sie.
That's right. If I'm not mistaken, you're also among those who wish to cut down the thorns and pursue the truth. No? And by the looks of it, you're not from Fontaine.
Well, you're right on the more about that one, but who are you?
Have you never heard of the Spina di Rosula?
Nope.
From mediating disputes and providing protection to solving conundrums, you name it, Spina di Rosula does it. And I, Navia, have the honor of being its renowned president. Though those who play by our rules call me boss.
I'm Silver, her attendant. Pleased to meet you.
And I'm Melus. Demoiselle's various daily needs and affairs are under my purview.
Huh? Boss? Demoiselle? What gives with the names?
Well, I am the second generation president. Malus and the others are still used to my previous title.
My apologies, Demoiselle. Should you prefer, boss, I will endeavor to use that instead.
No, no need. You don't have to call me boss. Just Navia is fine.
Navia!
Okay, if you say so. Not that we're members of Spina di Rosula anyway.
All merely trifling details. Never mind. Now, back to the situation at hand.
Willst du auch den Fall untersuchen?
That's right. I've always kept an eye on the serial disappearance cases. My interest stems from a matter back from my father's time. Judging from the look of things, I find Linny an unlikely mastermind.
Really? We think so too! That's why we're looking for clues now! But how did you come to that conclusion?
Intuition, naturally. My unparalleled intuition. Farina sure was quick to point the finger at Linny without any decisive evidence whatsoever, wasn't she? But that's not uncommon for her. If you remember, the justice had to interrupt her and ask if she was pressing charges just to keep her from getting carried away. Anyway, a trial begins the moment someone levels charges. And, of course, there was no way Farina was going to back down in that situation.
Sounds more like you just don't trust
Na,
the
wir...
Archon.
Die ist toll. Die will ich.
Well, what's your opinion? I must admit that she can be
Sie ist auch
interesting
Geo.
at times, but liking her doesn't mean that I'll blindly agree with her.
Du hast recht.
All right, I've answered your question. Now, it's time you answer mine.
Wait a minute, did that answer count?
Well, I say it does. But don't worry, you won't hear any pointless questions from me. In your opinion, do you think it's right to treat a trial like it's an opera?
Nope.
Well?
And why would that be?
Dadurch wird die Wahrheit leicht beiseite gewischt.
See, Silver and Maloose? I told you they'd be different.
Most astute of you, demoiselle. I too think that the traveler's response was most excellent. No matter how wonderful the script or how fervent the audience's expectations may be, the trials that go on stage here must be based in fact. And if that can be done, boss, then...
All right, that's quite enough, Maloose. Anyway, I like your answer. You pass with flying colors. Now, I need to make some preparations, following which our joint investigation shall commence. You two shall be my assistants.
Wait! Since when did we become assistants?
Oh, well, I can be the assistant, sure. Or your companion, if you like. I'm really not that fussy.
That's more like
Sieht so aus, als hättest du ihr bereits zugestimmt.
Far be it from me to brag, but I believe that Demoiselle's intuition will be instrumental in uncovering the truth. You wish to save a friend from false accusations, and we wish to unravel the disappearances. In this sense, our goals are aligned.
You have a point. You're quite the talker, aren't you, mister? And what about you over there? What do you think? You seem like you've got something on your mind.
Die Brille hat keine Dinger.
I have nothing to add.
Oh, alrighty then.
We'll be making some preparations first. Just be sure to let us know if they start revealing Linny's tricks. Thanks!
Okay. Weiter geht's. Oh, mit einer Melusine sprechen. Tristan.
Sorry, but no one can freely enter or exit the Opera House at the moment. If you wish to leave, you must register your identity with us first.
No, we're not leaving. We're representing Linny and Lynette as attorneys, so we're investigating the case. Were you always guarding this entrance?
Yes, after the Chief Justice gave the order, everyone coming in or out must undergo a strict inspection. So, the missing girl couldn't have left from here, at least not from that point on.
Und während der Show?
I doubt there was much opportunity then either.
How can you be so sure,
Well, because I was in charge of security near the entrance at that time. I couldn't see Linny's performance from here, which was quite a shame. Just my luck.
Findest die Viecher hässlich?
But still, I did
Ja.
not abandon my post. And I stayed put no matter how loud the applause was. If someone had so much as even approached the door, I would have noticed it, let alone if they had tried to leave. We Melusines are good at that sort of thing, you know.
So, it's safe to say the girl couldn't have left through here. Alright, thank you for your help.
Oh je, haben wir jetzt alles? Alles?
We checked
Ja.
everything of note here at the performance venue. Paimon wonders how Linny's
Weirdo.
discussion with the guards is going.
Ooh.
Let's Let's go see, shall we? Ooh, things are getting interesting, huh? We're about to see how magic is made.
How magic is made. Okay.
Understood. Then I will be going with you. Just so you're aware, I will be monitoring your actions and making notes as necessary.
Very good. Thanks for being so agreeable. I'd pull a rose out of my hat as a gift for you if I could.
You may spare the pleasantries. I'm just doing my job.
You've arrived. Who's this?
Me? I'm Spina di Rosula's guardian angel. If you've got a problem, I've got the firepower. Sorry, I got a little carried away there. Call me Navia. I'm a partner of theirs, and will be helping investigate this whole situation. And these are my companions. Would you mind if they join as well?
Fine by me.
Oh, new helpers? I would be most grateful.
Grizzly. Ein Löwe, ein Bär.
Well, let's just say we're tagging along. It's not every day you get to see the secrets
Mal schauen,
behind
wann wir den
magic
treffen.
performed on such a large scale.
I appreciate
Ist das schon
your
in dem
kind
Update? Ich
interest.
glaube nicht. Erst im
Come
nächsten,
with
oder?
me. We'll be heading below stage.
Oh, Wasser trinken.
Below stage?
Yes, a world of secrets is hidden beneath this magic box, prepared specifically for this switcheroo trick. But before I reveal everything, you should have a look first. Notice anything strange here? I'm not trying to be dramatic. Remembering the details of a trick will help you understand the methods used to perform it more easily.
Huh. Weren't there balloons and other decorations here? Where did all that go?
Ah, good eye. That said, you're still far from discovering the answer.
Die Rückseite der Tür ist anders.
The back? You mean the inside of the door? What's different about it? Paimon didn't notice anything.
Very good indeed. I thought you might not be able to catch that, given that you were sitting in the first row. The back of this door was patterned. Those patterns are now gone, replaced by a smooth wooden board. So, if you put 2 and 2 together, what do you get?
In dem Schrank ist noch ein Schrank.
Exactly. All right, let's go. I'll tell you how it works as we head down.
Nein, die hätten auch einfach ein gleiches Design auf den Schrank packen können, um den Zaubertrick besser zu machen. Aber egal. Die beiden Schränke sind dadurch miteinander verbunden.
I knew you'd figure out most of it as soon as you saw this place. The 2 magic boxes are positioned right above the 2 entrances of the tunnel. See this flatbed trolley? The box with the lucky audience member in it would be shuttled over to the other side using the trolley.
This trolley can raise and lower and even rotate, ensuring that the box will face in the right direction.
I see. So that's the purpose of the box inside another box.
Precisely. The inner box would descend after the audience member was put inside and be moved along the trolley, all while the outer box would remain on stage as if nothing had ever changed.
So that's how you did it!
Once the box was lowered, the trolley would store some energy through this device here, with which it would complete the rest of the steps. The audience member would only be able to feel some slight movements in the dark,
Aufgeregt auf
and
die
by the
1.
time she walked out, she would already be back on stage.
Ich muss hier mal ein bisschen nachholen jetzt. Aber ja, ich freue mich auch auf mehr Zeug. Immer. Was ist deine Seite des Tricks?
Right! You were talking that whole time, and you even came out for a moment near the end.
Ah, yes. A phonograph operated by Lynette was used to achieve that effect. My assistant and I had already scripted our conversation beforehand. When the countdown began, I had already gone to the opposite box via a tunnel using that ladder.
And what about Lynette? Where was she?
I was in the mezzanine space in the back of the box.
Oh, interesting!
That's how we were able to coordinate Linny's lines with the assistant. And by the way, I was the one who walked out of the box at the end.
I mean, we are twins. All it takes is a change of clothes and no one can tell who's who. And that's my favorite part of this trick. Only Lynette and I can perform it.
So that's how it all worked! Wow! Every detail you revealed was more amazing than the last!
Ihr habt wirklich an alles gedacht.
Lynette would briefly walk out of the box and then go back in, jumping into the tunnel and escaping before the box on the trolley could finish ascending. And then I walk out of the other box in the audience area, and the trick would be complete. The operative word here being would. But as you saw, Cal was in the box, not our audience member. She, on the other hand, mysteriously vanished.
We really don't know how that happened.
If not for that interlude, this would have been an astonishing trick. I probably never would have figured out how you pulled it off. And yet, to think that someone was able to use this magic trick to commit a crime. Could we have a look around? I think we can come up with some more leads.
This is the scene of the crime, so Linny and Lynette are not permitted to stay here. I'll escort them back up.
Yes, of course. No need to be so strict now. I won't disappear into thin air, you know.
Thanks, everyone. We're counting on you.
Yay! Yay! Juhu! Dun, 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 dun. Oh, okay. Gehen wir hier mal schnell durch. Einheit untersuchen. Und dann die sich bewegt, bla bla. Leiter untersuchen. Oh mein Gott, das ist eine Leiter. Das ist so crazy. Habe ich noch nie gesehen in meinem Leben.
What's this?
Looks like a hook tied to the end of a rope. Huh? There's all kinds of odds and ends here.
Das hat Lenny nicht erwähnt.
Perhaps it was a prop for a different trick. But why would it have been left here?
Whatever it is, let's make a note of it first.
Ein Hakenseil. Das war bestimmt Link.
The floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip.
Speaking of which, why would there be water here?
Eine weitere Zauberrequisite.
Oh, Paimon knows! It's one of those tricks where you pour water into a jug and then flip the jug over only for the water to disappear. And here's a broken vase. Huh. Did the trolley knock it down while moving?
That can't be. The trolley moves along tracks from start.
Let's...
Zerbrochene Vase. Das war bestimmt der Vasenwahnsinnige. Er ist hier rein und hat die Vase umgeworfen. Mörder. Mörder.
Oh, these are the clothes that the lady chosen from the audience was wearing, right? Her clothes are here, but she's nowhere to be found.
Hm. Vinny sagte nichts davon, dass man hier irgendwo Kleidung wechseln müsste.
Right. And do you really need to do that if you're kidnapping them? Ugh, this is so confusing. Paimon doesn't want to be a detective anymore.
Birde. Und die Fahrbahn. Ich muss springen. Ich will machen Skydiving. Yo. Ich muss einen Strength-Check machen. Oh nein. Kennst du Kili von Goldfisch? Ja. Ich meine, in was würdest du dich sonst verwandeln? Wenn du, keine Ahnung, wie weit runterfällst. In einen Vogel? Nein. Natürlich in das beste Tier für einen Fall. Ein Goldfisch. Sie hätte auch irgendeinen Käfer nehmen können, weil die kriegen, glaub ich, keinen Fallschaden im echten Leben. Ein Mr. Flatsock. Voll nice. Okay. Oh, hier sind noch zwei Sachen. Vollwagen. Und hier ist ein Lüftungsschacht.
What is this place?
Sieht aus wie eine Lüftung, eine Lüftungsöffnung.
It seems someone could fit through here.
Could this have been the suspect's escape route?
Käfer sind krass.
Alone, perhaps. But if they had to pull another person with them, the space would be too narrow.
But there are no other ways in or out of here.
Die Zauberschränke können benutzt werden. Waren jeweils in beiden Zauberschränken.
Oh, you're right. Let Paimon write that down.
Write it down, write it down. Keine Blutbahnen, die sind einfach ein großer Matschbehälter. Ich bin der festen Überzeugung, dass Insekten und Käfer nur existieren, um Menschen auf die Nerven zu gehen. Die haben keinen anderen Grund zu existieren. Wieder hoch, okay.
Well, we've ascertained the state of the crime scene. Let's find a place to sort out our findings once Malus returns. Seems to me that there are several things that don't add up here.
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle.
So, what did the guards say? Did the criminal
Also mal
escape
weg.
through the vent?
They believe the odds of that are very low, since the vent leads to the Opera House's basement. The guards have checked the area carefully. No one left through the basement during the performance or after the incident, and no one was found hiding there.
So the tunnels become like a secret chamber then. You know, like the kind you usually see in novels.
Den sind auch nicht gut. Die zählen für mich auch als Insekt. Ist mir egal. Die fühlen sich, als wären sie was Besseres und wollen anders heißen. Aber nein. Ich bin genauso wie Insekten, alle unter einer Decke. Pervers, sag ich dir. Pervers.
The plot thickens. Halsey's disappearance and Cowell's death are both quite inexplicable. No wonder Farina was so confident in her accusation. All the current evidence points toward Linny and Lynette.
In other words, the charges are very likely to be upheld unless we make some considerable progress.
Nein, niemals, Corvus, bist du verrückt?
So if the charges are upheld, they'll announce a sentence?
Dann verliert es ja seinen einzigartigen Geruch.
This is how a trial goes in the Opera House. During the proceedings, the Chief Justice and the Oratrice will hear statements from both sides.
Die Oratrice auch.
That's right. This is how indemnitium is produced. The statements from both sides, the defenses from attorneys, witness testimonies, and even the audience's emotions will all be projected on the Oratrice. To put it simply, it's as if the Oratrice has its own will, and is a judge in its own right.
This also precludes any kind of favoritism on the part of the Chief Justice. And not that this has ever happened anyway.
Erstaunlich.
Once both sides have finished speaking, the Chief Justice will make his final decision. This, too, will be used by the Oratrice as a reference. Then, finally, the Oratrice will be consulted by officials. The result it returns is the will of justice itself.
Huh? So that machine is the one that actually decides? Paimon thought Neuvillette called the shots.
In practice, there is very little difference. Both have always come to the same judgment, which is why people have great faith in the Chief Justice. Ah, yes, the guards also asked me to convey that none of us will be allowed to leave this place before the trial.
Oh. Oh, 2 Sachen fehlen uns noch. Und hier auch noch 2.
Because we've chosen to act as the twins' proxies. That makes us persons related to the case.
They're concerned that we might be colluding with outside parties, or that we might find outside help to disrupt the case. And even if that were not so, it could prove problematic if we happen to spread key information about the case ahead of time.
I'm ready to break out at any time.
Whoa, whoa! There's no need for that! Paimon thinks they have a point. That said, are they providing food?
Die Art und Weise, wie sie es gesagt hat, war toll.
I just hope you don't mind the lack of options. I'm afraid that catering to all tastes is not in the cards, nor is any guarantee of balanced nutrition.
Schauen wir mal.
In that case, let's just sort out our findings together here. Pity. I was hoping to take you to try some of Fontaine's famous desserts, too. I mean, what better way to properly think through our findings than over some tea and sweets?
Huh. Breaking out suddenly doesn't seem like such a bad idea after all.
Come on.
Just kidding, just kidding. Paimon will still do her best, even if there are no snacks.
Das glaube ich dir nicht.
Hmm? What do you mean, no snacks? Of course we'll have snacks. If we cannot buy some, then we'll simply make some.
Here? But how?
Understood, demoiselle. Everyone, please come with me.
Please come with me. Okay. Wenn ich das richtig verstanden habe, werden wir jetzt zu einem Snack.
Wait, you're carrying a portable stove with you?
Yes, I must be prepared to meet the demoiselle's baking needs whenever the fancy strikes her.
I have eggs, sugar, and almonds at the ready.
Good work, you two. Then I'll get to it. Please sit tight for a moment. You'll get to taste my awesome snacks soon enough.
These three are quite the interesting group.
Wahrscheinlich etwas, das die Mitglieder der Spina di Rosula teilen. Macarons, oha!
And Paimon thought it smelled good.
Alter, warum sind die so riesig? What the fuck?
Oh, it's even better now. Paimon can't stop drooling. From the way you had these two guys carrying all that stuff around, Paimon thought you'd have them do more during the baking process. But you ended up doing the entire thing by yourself. Beating the egg whites, grinding almonds, everything.
I was applauding.
And I was giving encouraging smiles.
Huh.
Paimon was just thinking. Aren't you worried about getting your fancy dress dirty, beating egg whites and baking like this?
Well, I don't think it's carved in stone anywhere that fancy ladies can only read books, sip tea, ride horses, and play the piano. I just really enjoy making snacks. Don't underestimate beating egg whites, by the way. It's a real arm workout. You also need to beat them to just the right consistency, or your macarons will crack. Anyway, give these a try, fresh out of the oven. There's 3 for each of us.
Only 3?
Das heißt ja nur, die Dinger sind riesig.
Eating too many sweet treats might send all that sugar to your head. You wouldn't be able to think clearly about the case on a sugar rush, would you?
Tea is ready to be served as well. This is Demoiselle's favorite, strong black tea with a floral fragrance that clears the mind and
Yo,
lifts the
Lucy,
spirit.
was geht?
No need for concern. I'm merely doing as I should.
All right then. Down to business. As Paimon mentioned previously, the tunnel seems to be something of a secret chamber. However,
Stream ist eine Zeit, wo ich dabei sein kann. Crazy.
alone within it. Some
Dabei streame ich
criminal
immer zu
also
unterschiedlichen
occupied
Zeiten.
its sealed confines. The magician twins could have committed the crimes, of course, but they lack any logical motive.
Exactly. Why would they do such a thing right when everyone was watching?
Also außer Lini und Lynette wären dann noch 2 weitere Personen. Das vermisste Mädchen und der Verstorbene. Und ich mach mal... Ja, Main Quest. Und ich mach mal kurz meinen... Windmaschine an. Mein... Wie auch immer.
The power base and the thud we heard during the performance could indicate some altercation between Halsey and the criminal in the tunnel, resulting in the shattering of the vase, the discarding of her clothes, and her abduction.
Das wird ja ganz schön
The criminal
warm.
thought that since she was chosen from the crowd, she would be too easy to identify if she was still wearing
Wenn
the
ich noch
same
im Büro
clothes.
sitze... Oh.
Paimon thinks that makes sense, but the real trouble is...
Es gibt keinen dritten.
True. None of the clues we found thus far support the existence of this third person. But the only people left to consider are both technically victims, whether it's the missing girl, Halsey, or poor Cowl.
Nivellette.
Halsey have secretly made modifications
Ich habe noch
to the
nicht
magic
viel hier drin von ihm gesehen. Ich finde aber sein Trailer-Theme super geil. Und sein Gameplay sah auch echt nice aus. Also dieser Laser. Aber sie wusste nichts davon, wie der Zaubertrick funktioniert.
That's right. And even if she had tampered with the setup, she would need to understand the entire trick to pull it off. Nor does she have any motive. The guard said that she has never had any dealings with the magic
Ja,
tree's
richtig. Aber man hat halt nicht super viel geredet. Also es war ja nur ein kurzes Gespräch.
From the sound of things, this is turning into an impossible case. Navia. They smell great. They're nice and crisp and super sweet.
Und abhängig von dem 4.1 Trailer werden wir noch einiges von Nubi Let's sehen.
And I see you've already had 5 of them.
What? 5? Oh, that can't be right. Paimon only counted 3, honest.
Please don't worry about it. At my age, a few less sweets might actually be a good thing.
No. Being greedy is one thing, but Paimon knows how to count. Besides, Paimon knows that if she ate too many, then others wouldn't have enough.
Das ist in Ordnung. Auch wenn du 5 gegessen hast, ist es nicht schlimm.
Wait, even you don't believe Paimon?
Navia shady rüber. Ich meine, die haben alle schwarze Hüte. Und sie hat einem einfach random Süßigkeiten gebacken.
One of us might have gotten too engrossed in our chat and eaten them by mistake. No big deal. Malus, set up the stove again if you would.
Huh? What are you doing?
Making sure everyone gets 3 macarons, of course.
Das ist doch nicht nötig.
Exactly. We don't want to trouble you.
As you wish, demoiselle.
And I have the egg, sugar, and almonds.
Well, this really is your hobby, huh?
Well, that's it for snack time. I'm going to have another look around the area. I don't know what we're looking for yet, but we've still got some time. As attorneys, I suggest the two of you think the case over again. It would be awkward if you got all tongue-tied on stage during the trial.
All right, thanks for your help.
Okay.
A small task for the Spina di Rosula. Silver?
Ich werde sie aber vermutlich bekommen. Weil ich gehe davon aus, dass sie zusammen mit Ito dann ist. Und dann dass Goro dann auch dabei ist. Und ich will ja Ito nicht, weil ich ja Noel habe. Das heißt, ich werde für sie pullen. Und das ist voll nice. Yo. Das wird vermutlich noch ewig dauern. Oh.
There's no point in worrying about that now. We just need to prepare.
Ja. Hä? Moment. Warte auf die öffentliche Verhandlung am nächsten Vormittag. Ah, okay. Was? Aber die. Am nächsten Vormittag. 8. Morgen. 8. Ja. Der nächste Charakter, den ich mir dann überhole, ist Furina. Da freue ich mich schon drauf. Mein, es ist ein Hydro-Charakter. Die sind sowieso krass. Und dann ist sie halt auch noch der Aaron. Arkon. Ich habe ein paar Gedanken.
Good plan. Impossible things don't just happen. We'll get to the truth one way or another.
Just relax. Even if everyone else suspects Lenny and Lynette, at least we will be supporting them from the stands. Besides, I doubt Farina understands any more about what happened than we do.
Thanks, Navia. Well, we'll be going then.
We'll be going then.
Best of luck to you.
Super Mario. Luigi. Mamma mia. Bin back, willkommen back.
Ah, finally, you're back. Well, how did your investigation go?
Well,
to be honest, you might be disappointed.
No. We're already very grateful that you were willing to help.
Well now, don't you all look disappointed? Don't tell me that your investigation came up empty-handed. That was to be expected, of course. The guilty can never produce proof of their innocence. But don't let that stop you. I shall be terribly disappointed should you, my most anticipated foe, concede so easily.
Izumi? Bist du da sicher? Das hört sich nach einem Fake Fact an. Super, und er sagt einfach Super Mario. What? 100%? Aber der Typ, der Mario spricht, ist kein Japaner. Izumi. Izumi. Ich meine, okay. Mario. Izumi. Mario. Mhm. Habe ich nichts zu. Mario It's Me. Es gibt sogar ein Lied von Charles Martinet, das It's a Me Mario heißt. Nee. Ein Video, It's Schauen wir mal was.
It's me, Mario. It's me. It's me. It's me. It's me. It's me.
Also ich finde nichts zu Izumi. Absolut gar nicht. Hallo Jakob. Also wenn ich Izumi Mario suche, aber wenn ich Izumi Mario suche, Izumi Mario, dann sehe ich da halt nur irgendwelche komischen Facebook-Dinger, auf Pinterest was und irgendwelche komischen Mods, aber nichts zu dem, was du gerade gesagt hast. Er sagt Izumi. Ich schwöre, er sagt Izumi und ich habe auch keine Droge genommen, ich schwör's. Woher hast du die Info? Weil vielleicht finde ich es dann einfacher, wenn du mir sagst, woher. Mann, ich hab's gelesen, aber wo? Offiziell, wo? Ich will's nicht!
Since both parties are present,
Hallo,
I declare that the trial regarding the magic show incident is now in session.
Ooh.
Firstly, in order for the audience to understand the causes and results of the incident, could we please have Mr. Linney explain the trick?
Yes, of course. I will explain while Lynette demonstrates on stage. All the necessary items have been prepared.
Thank you, Mr. Linney. In that case, I take your statement to be that you ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the trick began, and thus could not have committed the crime. Is this correct?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
In that case, I call upon the prosecution. Lady Farina, do you wish to refute his statement in any way?
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Linney is clearly lying. There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder Cowell. In fact, I'd say you were hardly in that tunnel at all.
That is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Oh, is that so? And if I may ask, what did you hear while you were inside your box?
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for the finale.
And you didn't hear anything else at all? Nothing that might leave an impression of any kind?
No, nothing.
I see. But when the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was a thud. One so loud that I believe practically everyone heard it.
Huh?
Hey, hang on. Something's not right here.
Wie könnte Linney den Knall nicht gehört haben, weil er in der anderen Seite war?
Yeah, I'm sure he could have heard a noise that loud from inside the box.
I was right by the box and I definitely heard the thud.
Look at those scales. Could those mean...
Die Haltung der Oratrice.
Well then, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to use the words of the magician himself. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. Indeed, it seems his alibi can also collapse in the blink of an eye. Of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and my foundations are rock solid. Tell me, aren't you and Lynette actually from the House of the Hearth?
Wow, wow. Die beiden sind Fatui?
No wonder they did something like this.
So the serial disappearances were the Fatsui's doing. Now it all makes sense.
I've got a feeling that what happened on stage probably wasn't just an accident.
That's irrelevant. Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
Indeed. Then perhaps you could tell us everything that happened during that 1 minute. Your first priority is to prove yourself innocent after all. I'm sure there is little that needs to be kept secret now. Unless your script already has holes in it. The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my, don't they look flabbergasted? Now comes the infighting and discord, I suppose. This was almost too easy. Good thing I made all those preparations. Seems the all-nighter I pulled last night is really paying off.
Hey, Linny, why didn't you tell us this before?
Lilny und Lynette sind, sie sind Fatui.
Order! Order! Mr. Linney, allow me to re-establish the facts. Lady Farina has raised 2 points. First, when the thud was heard in the Opera House, you were neither in the box nor the tunnel. Second, you and Ms. Lynette are both members of the House of the Hearth. Are these claims true?
Aber ist auf jeden Fall in der Lage, andere hinters Licht zu führen. Angesichts der Art und Weise, wie Linus seine Identität verborgen hat, könnte dies alles im Voraus arrangiert worden sein. Außerdem ist der Graf zusammen mit anderen Mitarbeitern des Hauses des Kamins hier in Fontaine. Sie müssen irgendwas geplant haben. Wurde schon früher von den Fatui getäuscht. Und jetzt?
Please answer my question, Mr. Linney.
I'm sorry. Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
I knew it!
I knew it!
Well, that's it. We might as well move on to the sentencing already.
What should we do now?
Herr Richter, darf ich etwas sagen?
Granted.
Information. Mandant hat eine wichtige Information zurückgehalten.
In that case, what is your request?
Ich bitte um eine kurze Vertagung. Es gibt Dinge, die wir besprechen müssen.
Is that really necessary? They're already as good as guilty.
The defendant deceived their own attorneys. What is there left to discuss?
Order! Order, I say! Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn. This trial will reconvene in 1 hour.
So you would stick to Mr. Linney's defense even after knowing what you do now? You certainly have more professionalism than I thought. In that case, my dear audience, let's allow the joy of victory to steep for a little while longer.
Eng. Bei der Busch. Hinter der Bühne.
Well, this is awkward. I didn't think the Hydro Archon would dig all that up. I'm sorry, Traveler and Paimon.
Yeah, sorry.
Warum? Ach, Farina ist doch... Die bellt nur, sie beißt nicht.
Paimon doesn't know where to start. We trusted you two. We based our entire reasoning on the assumption that you weren't bad guys. Not to set the wrong tone or anything, but Paimon's really mad.
I'm very sorry. I know you're angry, and reasonably so, but please, let me explain. I know you've clashed with the Fatui several times before. I wouldn't be surprised if just hearing the word is enough to make you upset. But our organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different personalities and goals.
Right now, we want to save people. As many as we can.
That's right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that its people might face. I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, we could become good friends. That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you, but chose to hide some details instead. The truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything would see us spending more effort than we need to.
Was sagt uns, dass dies nicht nur eine weitere Lüge ist?
Right. So, you be the judge. Heck, if I were you, I fear that I'd even struggle to trust me at this point. You met a Fatus who works as a magician, a trickster by trade. All by coincidence, too. But still, I'm asking you to trust me. I am no criminal. At least...
Sorry. Please forgive us.
Well, you both say that, but...
Wo war es, als der Zauber vorgeführt wurde?
Right. Let's hear your answer first, and no lies now.
Of course. I'll answer any question you ask. We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has a consciousness. Why can it deliver sentences accurately? During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath it. From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick, with the objective of getting close to the core.
Is that why you needed a whole minute?
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60, while I would only need 15 to get to the opposite box. So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via the vent, and went to investigate the room in which the core is stored.
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to execute this step.
Was hast du herausgefunden?
Well, nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was about to investigate, I heard someone's voice. Which should have been impossible, of course. I was quite certain that I was the only one in the room. That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution and retreated the way I came. On the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground, but the countdown was almost finished, so there wasn't time to give it any thought. After that, the homicide occurred just as you saw.
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
Warum wollt ihr herausfinden, wie die Oratrice funktioniert?
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course. We must know all we can about this nation's secrets in order to deal with that prophesized crisis.
That's the only way we can save everyone.
So, there you have it. The whole truth. I swear, I didn't hide anything from you this time. It was never my wish to proceed under this cloud of mistrust either. But like I said earlier, you can be the judge. If you want to leave because you don't trust the Fatui, there's nothing I can do to stop you.
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
Ich glaube an Fakten. Wenn du nicht der Täter bist, werde ich dich weiterhin verteidigen. Wenn du das Verbrechen begangen hast, wird dich eine Verurteilung erwarten.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
The current problem is that the scales are tipped pretty badly against you two. If we want to refute the Hydro Archon's accusations, we're gonna need a seriously watertight defense.
Tatsächlich haben wir bereits die entscheidenden Beweise in unseren Händen.
Huh?
Die Vertagung ist fast vorbei. Lass uns zurückgehen.
Oh, Paimon thinks she gets what you mean.
Echt? Ich habe keine Ahnung. Oh. Ah, okay, also 10 Minuten haben wir. Ich hoffe, das geht nicht zu lang. Ich habe heute noch was davor. Haha. Ich meine, ein bisschen mehr als 10 Minuten habe ich schon, aber ich will noch irgendwas essen.
Both parties have returned to their positions. Let us continue the trial.
Okay.
When last we left off, Mr. Linney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact. Therefore, Lady Farina may continue stating her reconstruction of the events.
Ugh, that took long enough. Now then, if everyone would lend me their attention. At this stage, let's revisit that scene from Linny's perspective.
Oh. Moment. Wasser trinken. Ermittle anhand der Schilderungen der Ereignisse der Gegenseite, welche Aspekte ihrer Aussage nicht stichhaltig sind. Anhand der Beweise und Hinweise, die im Laufe der Untersuchung des Falls gewonnen wurden, können die unhaltbaren Aspekte des Falls widerlegt und durch neue Schlussfolgerungen ersetzt werden. Wenn du das Publikum mit einem Gegenargument überzeugst, kann das zu mehr Unterstützung für den eigenen Standpunkt führen. Die Oratrice wird diese Veränderung deutlich machen. Sobald alle unhaltbaren Aspekte identifiziert und widerlegt sind, wird der Widerlegungskreis abgeschlossen und die Wahrheit offenbart. Furina versus Schwer.
As the countdown began, he entered the tunnel.
Okay.
When the flatbed trolley passed, he opened the box and got into an altercation with Halsey, which caused the loud thud. He did not realize that the sound could be heard by everyone in the opera house.
Grizzly ist auf den Bildern?
Claimed earlier that he could not hear the sound.
Warte mal. Meinst du Linny? Weil Ritzli ist doch... Ich dachte, du meinst... Den Gefängnis-Dude.
Finally, he used the vase to knock her out, before making her change clothes to prevent others from recognizing her. At this time, Cowell arrived in the tunnel, having heard that strange noise, and caught Linny red-handed.
Ritzli nicht mehr. Also das... Okay. Ritzli, nicht Risley, ich verstehe.
So Linny proceeded to knock him out too before stuffing him into that box. Afterward, Linny passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice through the magic box in the audience stands, before operating the devices such that Cowell's death would be ruled an accident.
An den Bären.
And there you have it. That's the truth behind...
Does the defendant's side have any objections to Lady Farina's description of the events?
Ja.
The key to refuting Lady Farina is the order of events. What Linny experienced and what he saw.
Also erstens mal nach Widersprüchen. Tunnel betreten hatte, gelang er durch die Lüfte in den Raum, in dem er aufbewahrt wurde. Nein, fuck. Hä? Während der Zuschauer verließ niemand von hier das Opernhaus, nach dem Feuer durfte gehen. Ich meine, das hier stimmt theoretisch, weil wo hat er sie hingebracht? Ich weiß nicht, ob das hier die Antwort ist. Nee, gibt an, er habe eine mysteriöse Stimme. Nee. Naja, eine wurde aus einem... okay, vielleicht ist es dann doch. Hä? Okay, dann fangen wir hier an. Betrat den Tunnel, als der Countdown begann. Der laute Signal wurde durch den Kampf zwischen Lene und Halsey verursacht.
According to Linny, he left via the vent after entering the tunnel. He couldn't have had that altercation with Halsey.
Du darfst nicht die wegmachen, du musst Stopp machen, nicht weiter. Was? Niemals! Ja, wurde aktiviert und der Wassertank stürzte in die Tiefe. Alles sollte wie ein Unfall aussehen. Ja. Ja, aber hier fehlt doch was. Du hast das beste Bild weggemacht. Nope. Hä, man sieht auch noch alle Bilder. Ja, man hat das Verbrechen zu Beginn, wurde zufällig von Cowell überrascht. Bereits geschehen, als Linny in den Tunnel zurückkehrte. Alles, was er sah, war...
Linny did not take part in the underground altercation. He only witnessed traces of the aftermath.
Du kannst nicht bei allen einen Widerspruch finden. Hm. Und was ist, wenn ich überall drauf drücke?
Linny went to the room that contains the Oratrice's core. This is the actual truth.
Okay, nee, das reicht schon.
Attention! Ace Detective Paimon has something to say! When the countdown started, Linny did indeed go into the tunnel. But he immediately used a vent to access the Opera House basement, which is where the underground core of the Oratrice is stored. Once he reached that area, he heard a voice in what should have been an empty room. Since he felt something was amiss, he returned immediately. The crime scene had already developed by the time he reached the tunnel again, and in
Voll
order
lange
to
dauert,
complete
ja.
the magic trick, he did not remain there for any length of time. Finally, he reached the surface, and that was when the accident happened from his point of view. Therefore, he's innocent.
Erfolgreich widerlegt. Die Musik erinnert mich voll an Xenoblade.
Actually managed to solve that. Wasn't it awesome?
In other words, you believe that he knew nothing of the incident?
That's right.
Außerdem halte ich die Argumentation der Klägerin für Fehler.
My reasoning?
Die Requisiten auf der Bühne wurden absichtlich von jemandem manipuliert, aber behauptet, Cowell sei zufällig auf Linie gestoßen.
If that's the case, then if Cowell hadn't entered the tunnel, who was the entire setup meant to kill? Assuming that what you say is true, Linny only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance case. What would the point of killing someone on stage be?
Oh, they have a point.
That's right, you tell him! And that's why they're partners of mine.
Jo, bis gleich.
Managed to turn things around.
Oh, well, your denial is very strident, I'll give you that. But what proof do you have to back your claims?
Erinnerst du dich noch daran, wie du Linis Alibi widerlegt hast?
Of course I do. If he had been in the magic box the whole time, how could he have not heard that sound? Why do you ask? You're saying that he wasn't.
Ist jetzt zu meiner Waffe geworden. Deine Aussage ist nun zu einem entscheidenden Hinweis geworden. Was? Oh lol, muss ich jetzt... Hä, aber ich kann nichts auswählen. Doch, kann ich. Ah. Oh, verließ niemand von... Das war deutlich ein dumpfes Geräusch. Scheiß ab,
Are you sure we don't need to give this more thought?
Was? Warum?
That's right! Linny wasn't in the box or in the tunnel. That's why he didn't hear anything strange during the performance. This means that when the crime happened, Linny had already entered the basement via the vent.
Der Vent.
The clue you used to disprove his alibi has now become the best proof! How do you like that?
Well played.
Aber das ist total schwachsinnig, weil sie ja davon ausgeht, dass der nicht lügt.
Well then,
Das wissen sie
if it
nicht.
wasn't Linny who committed the crimes, then who was it?
Der Täter war... Fallabfrage anzuzeigen. Die wenige Antworten und fülle alle freien Felder aus, um die Richtigkeit deiner Schlussfolgerung zu überprüfen. Im Falle eines Fehlers musst du erneut das... ist die Beweiskette abgeschlossen. Aha. Die Ermittlungen der Gendarmerie zufolge entzündeten die vor Ende der Zauberschau gezündeten Feuerwerkskörper das Seil, an dem der Wassertank befestigt war, wodurch dieser herunterfiel und Cowells Tod verursachte. Nachdem Linie von jeglichen Verdacht freigesprochen wurde, wären dann nur noch die restlichen Mitglieder der Zaubertruppe, die sich an den Zauberrequisiten hätten zu schaffen machen können. Ihnen erklärt ausführlich, wie der Zaubertrick funktionieren sollte. Mit Hilfe des doppelten beschichteten Schranks. Nutzen, wenn das überall die nette blablabla. Hä, muss ich das auswählen, ja, oder? Oh, jetzt. Ah, jetzt habe ich das letzte nicht gelesen. Wurde aus einem unbekannten Grund im Tunnel zurückgelassen.
Could there have been a third person involved? Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary audience member. The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant.
Hallo. Oh, hallo, Nonik Roblox. Was geht? Und willkommen zurück, Noro. Ich glaube, es war der Typ, der sich dann selbst killen lassen hat. Also der ist dann von selber in die Box. Yo, Marcy, was geht?
That can't be right. Are you the killer was, in fact, Cowell, the deceased!
The deceased!
Oh, is that so? How interesting! Let's hear your reasoning then.
Wie kommst du denn da drauf? Naja, er ist der Einzige, der dort war. Oh.
What Cowell did and how he went from would-be perpetrator to victim.
Also er ist, ich meine, es gibt nicht viele, die sein können in dem Moment, außer es ist irgendjemand von außerhalb. Und er ist da als einziges. Er ist relativ neu bei Lini dabei. Und er war halt mit all dem bekannt und er ist ja auch derjenige, der dafür gesorgt hat, dass alles passt. Was ja nicht gepasst hat. Nicht viel, was geht bei dir so? Oh, auch nicht viel. Ich spiele Genshin und bin happy. Wir können mal vorher wissen, dass Lenny keine Möglichkeit hatte, das ändern.
No one entered or left the opera house through its entrances.
Ja, niemand ist abgehauen.
Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment. The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to...
Ja, er hat Sachen manipulieren können.
The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal.
I guess.
It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have bumped into Linny as well.
Ja. Falsch? Warum? Ist die Reihenfolge wichtig? Ah, da werden auch andere Sachen angezeigt. Ist die Reihenfolge wichtig? Oh nee.
The deceased's name is Cowell. The sound we heard may
Oh
have come from a
Mann.
clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal.
Dottore oder Scaramouche. Hier? Inwiefern? Das Schutzkreuz könnte von einem Kampf zwischen... Was richtig hat, bleibt es da.
It
Oh.
would have been tough for both people to... Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment.
Okay, dann mache ich mal das
It
hier.
would have been tough for both people to...
2 Personen können da nicht rein.
The deceased's name is Cowell.
Das heißt
Halsey's
also...
clothing was in the tunnel. So, there must have been some fear that she would attract attention.
Das verstehe ich noch nicht ganz.
No one entered or left the opera house through its entrances. So, where
Vielleicht war es ja auch...
wanted to take Halsey.
Ich weiß nicht, ob man hier auch mit der falschen Person auswählen kann, aber vielleicht war es ja auch sie. Und nee, war das ja kein Sinn.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant.
Ich glaube, der kommt auch rein. Über Lumins Kopf steht, wer ist derzeit der Hauptverdächtige? Cowell, ja, das habe ich ausgewählt. Ich meine, ich habe ja hier ausgewählt. Also da sind wir ja schon vorbei. Ich habe ja schon ausgewählt, dass ich glaube, dass es er ist.
No one entered or left the opera house through its entrances.
Okay, das ist schon mal richtig. Ich finde es nicht gut, dass wir hier die Reihenfolge haben. Okay, dann muss er aber hier rein.
Deceased's name is Cowell.
Ich weiß nicht, warum. Ich weiß hier nicht mal, was da die Reihenfolge ist. Ist es so rum?
No one entered or left the sound we heard may have come from a class. No one entered or left.
Okay. So.
Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel.
Okay. Der Täter muss die Methode hinter Nins Zauber gut gekannt haben und abgesehen davon, wie er starb, verfügt Cowell über alle Mittel, die er braucht, um das Verbrechen zu begehen. Muss jetzt auch. Bye, Leute. Jo, bye. Der seltsame Knoll könnte wahrscheinlich vom Kampf zwischen Cowell und Halsey herrühren. Lenny war nicht einmal eine Minute lang im Tunnel. Diese eine Minute hätte Cowell gereicht, um Halsey aus dem Zauberschrank auf der Zuschauerseite zu holen. Doch der Aussage des Gendarms zufolge betrat oder verließ inzwischen niemand das Opernhaus. Daher war es unmöglich für ihn, das Gelände zu verlassen. Ganz zu schweigen davon, dass die Zuschauer ihn auf jeden Fall gesehen hätten, wenn er aus dem Zauberschrank gekommen wäre.
What's wrong, Traveler? Are you still having trouble figuring things out?
Um Himmels Willen ist denn Halsey hin?
I see how it is. So this was all just a bluff. And here I thought you had something to show for it. But it seems you're still far from the truth.
Look, since we're at a dead end, why not consider a different track? Just like the trick as it transpired, the end result must have been utterly different from the magician's initial design.
If only we knew how Halsey disappeared. Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel only has 3 exits, and none of them seem very likely. And it's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make a real live person disappear. You know, like you did from that water tank, Lynette.
Aus dem Wassertank verschwinden. Könnte es das Wasser gewesen sein?
Excuse my interruption, dear opponents. But do you not see that the crowd is growing impatient? There is no greater sin in this opera house than an awkward delay in the performance.
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
Ja, wartet! Das kommt jetzt random, Dottore, das warum die beiden?
Which gave our criminal ample time. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
Okay.
The
Hier,
vase
Wasser.
was not broken by chance. It was used to cover important evidence.
Suche aus, einfach einen sagen. Ach so, ich dachte, du meinst jetzt für den Fall hier. Ich weiß noch nicht genug über Dottore. Aber ich finde, er ist ein cooler Bösewicht. Also ist schwer. Ist schwer.
Paimon gets it! It all comes together if Halsey disappeared instead of being kidnapped. Lynette escaped from the water tank, vanishing gradually and leaving only clothes behind. If there's a similar method where a person could be transformed into water...
Oh, just a moment, please. I do hope you know how preposterous you sound at the moment. How could a person ever be transformed into water? This is reality we're talking about here, not some magic.
Dann suche ich Dottore aus. Ich bitte um eine Durchsuchung von Cowells persönlichen Gegenständen. Vielleicht werden wir etwas finden.
Must we really? I should think that of anyone.
Weil mit Scaramouche Story sind wir schon fertig.
Already knows this truth very well. Magic tricks are ultimately just illusions and misdirection. But Halsey's disappearance is very real. We're talking about 2 completely different things.
Even so, I trust the traveler's judgment. The truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of reasoning may open if we try to gather all the focal points that don't make sense.
Wer zum Fick ist Katzendottore?
Since Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed much attention on him. But given that we aren't making much progress with the case, it wouldn't hurt to have a look at his belongings, would it?
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at the end of their rope. The way I see it, your suggestion that we broaden the scope of our investigation is nothing but a tactic for stalling the trial.
Psychodottore.
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, I believe that additional evidence may help us make more progress. Guards, please step into the lounge and examine the personal effects of the deceased, Cowell.
We are still examining the items, but we have already made critical progress that we feel must be shared with everyone post-haste. We discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cowell's baggage, each labeled separately. The notebook in his backpack claims that these fluids are water from the primordial sea.
The primordial sea?
The note's contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs and that he had an accomplice. The notebook has many entries concerning safe usage of these fluids, in which the keyword dissolve appears many times. One of these tubes was labeled Opera Epiclese, along with yesterday's date. It is empty. The notes also state that these dissolution properties work exclusively on people from Fontaine. It's likely that Halsey was chosen as some sort of test subject. As such, we believe that the defense's hypothesis is, in fact, supported by sufficient evidence.
You've got to be kidding! People dissolving into water?
Could something so ridiculous actually be true?
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain prophecy, but it's just a coincidence, isn't it?
If people can become water, does that mean that the water tank's real use was as a means to hide water stains? Wait just a minute. Could that mean... You two, with me, quick!
Demoiselle, wait! What about your partners?
Let's go. Just trust me.
Order! Order! It is undeniable that further examination of the deceased's personal effects has yielded some surprising results. But still, let us assume that these clues are indeed authentic, albeit with the understanding that Ms. Halsey has yet to be found. Guards, please continue examining the items along these lines. Mr. Linney, it appears your hypothesis is supported by the evidence, so please continue speaking.
Of course. Thank you, Your Honor. If we uphold this hypothesis, I believe that many of this case's seemingly unrelated clues can be connected together.
Noro, komm schon. Zahl 3.
Right! Like the metal hut! That one didn't make sense at all. Let's think about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that water from the primordial sea.
Oh Gott.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. The rope that strung the water... Now it seems like the hook rope was not...
Ich weiß halt die Reihenfolge nicht. Darum mache ich hier einfach
Now it
mal.
seems like the hook... The water from the primordial...
Warte. Den Plan, okay. Ja, Schauspieler.
I remember there was something else within the inner layer of that box.
Aha.
The water from the primordial sea should already have been... The deceased's name is Cowell. The rope that strung the...
Über Lumins Kopf ist die Reihenfolge. Ah, jetzt weiß ich, was du vorhin meintest. Danke. Wer ist der derzeitige Hauptverdächtige? Oh, ich bin... Okay, ich verstehe. Welches Hilfsmittel hatte er zur Verfügung, um den Zeitpunkt des Auflösens zu kontrollieren? Oh.
Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire... I remember there was something
Den
else
Zeitpunkt. Ich meine, der Dinger ist runtergefallen. Vielleicht. Aufgelöst mit den Dingern. Mit welchem Hilfsmittel hat der Täter dem mit dem wurde Versteckt. Versteckt?
Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick.
Ja, versuchen wir mal. Ja. Versteckt?
Lynette was in the magic box on stage. I remember there was something else.
Ach, vielleicht irgendwas random, was da drin ist, okay. Um den Zeitpunkt des Auslösens zu kontrollieren.
Now
Der
it
Haken.
seems like the hook rope was.
It's Ace Detective Paimon's time to shine again! In the original plan, Cowl would tamper with the water tank rope and the number selector securing his target.
Ja. Danke für den Hinweis.
When the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box. When the balloon attached to the box popped, the water from the primordial seed inside it would pour down and dissolve Halsey. Afterward, Cowl would enter the tunnel and break the flower vase to conceal the water inside the tunnel, with the remaining evidence being covered up by the water tank on stage. But he encountered something unexpected in the tunnel, and wound up being fatally hit by the same water tank he meant to use to cover his tracks.
Huh. That does make sense.
That actually links together a lot of the more confusing pieces of evidence.
Hey.
Oh dear, what do I do? Even I think they sound convincing now. Have I falsely accused an innocent person?
Schau mal, sie hat ein Gewissen.
Humiliation.
Now, it seems like the only point of contention remaining is the exact circumstances that led to Cal's death. His notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could be related to the situation.
On that note, the guards have just contacted me indicating that they uncovered new evidence. I shall now invite him on stage to share it with us.
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting the luggage of the other people involved in this case. And we found an identical sample of the water from the primordial sea among Linny's personal effects.
What?
What?
That can't be. Oh, I see. Well, how wonderfully comedic to have your own counterattack only to come back and wound you. Does this not clear all doubt? My dear citizens, my loyal audience, allow me to present my reasoning and bring this performance to a swift close.
Oh.
Linny did not need to take part in the dissolution of the young woman at all. Indeed, he did leave the scene via the vent. Having made modifications to the props beforehand, his accomplice Cowl then caused Halsey to vanish using the water from the primordial sea. But upon his return, in cruel avarice, Linny desired sole credit and prepared to do away with his partner in crime. Ultimately, he knocked Cowl out, and the tool meant to cover the crime up also became a murder weapon. Now, as much as I regret having come to such a viciously straightforward conclusion, it does... Am I right, Mr. Linny? We've used up all the evidence we collected. There's no... Is this the end of the road?
Oh
no.
Moment.
I can't think of anything either. It doesn't look like there's any way around this. Seems using the water as new evidence was too good a move. Why did this have to happen now?
I think we've all seen enough now. And we have ample witnesses to my flaw. I believe this is indeed the finale. Now then, my good, noble Chief Justice, should we not, in your view, move...
Excuse me, everyone, but I must interject.
Miss, I must ask you not to shout and to respect the ongoing legal proceedings.
Oh, come on. don't be hasty. I have a good reason for interrupting, you know. Now, would anyone here like to take a little break from all this debate and see a little magic? I'll show you an amazing trick. One that can bring a young woman who has disappeared back in the flesh, right before your very eyes. Please, do the honors, Mr. Linny, if you would be so kind.
What in the world is she saying?
No offense, miss, but miracles like that are beyond my scope as a magician.
Come on now, don't be silly. Magic is all about misdirection, isn't it? It often conceals the truth while presenting a fascinating illusion. But once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them once again? And wouldn't such a trick be the most marvelous finale to today's performance? Come on, Lenny and Lynette, give it another go. Don't worry, Spina di Rasula has made the necessary arrangements on your behalf. But as the magic makers and stars of the show, I think I should leave the final performance to you.
I understand.
Klatsch! Der hat nicht geklatscht, der hat geschnipst.
And voila.
Sorry for the interruption.
Wait, isn't that Halsey? So the whole thing about people dissolving wasn't true after all?
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen my sentence. I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I would be the one put on trial. I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me, and then before I knew it, she caught me.
That'll teach you to underestimate us three.
Where should I begin? I'm sorry. I'm the one who killed Cowl. I admit it.
What? Why?
Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt.
Da kommen nur böse
I
Menschen
heard
her.
that Linny's show was gonna be a real... That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there. And I'd never been caught before. But I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and I barely got away. Linny was the one who caught me in the act.
Ah, das ist... Oh.
No wonder you look familiar.
Das
So
war
you
die.
were the thief. Liddy even mentioned that you were pretty skilled.
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then the number selector chose me. He even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. I thought he was on to me for sure. So I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee. But then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into the tunnel to nab me. I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box. There was nowhere to run from there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a box containing performance costumes. I slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the opera house.
Und Mondstadt ist voller Alkoholiker. Wenn dies besondere Händchen fürs Verstecken hat, dann ist das gut möglich.
But I swear I didn't know that the water tank would fall down. Really, I swear it. Had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box. I may be a thief, but I'm no killer.
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now, doesn't it?
Es ist an der Zeit, die Argumentation des Hydroachons zu widerlegen. Jesus Christ, wie lange geht es noch?
You need to tell the entire story from Lillian's perspective.
Nach Widersprüchen suchen. Lene hat den Tunnel betreten. Ja, und danach verließ er den Tunnel und sich... Genau. Okay, die Feuerbrände Zaubervorrichtung, um Hals in den Zauberschrank aufzulösen. Ja, das muss ich mal schauen. Ja, weil der eigene... Ruhm. Mit Kampf. Ich meine, sie ist ja... Warum? meine, das passt hier nicht dazu, aber warum ist da das Kleid von ihr? Achso, weil... Ja, okay. Ja, also das ist ja falsch, aber was zur Hölle nehme ich da? Warum die Vase?
Was not broken to cover anything up, but was smashed during the struggle
Ah,
between
ich verstehe.
Lillian and Cowell.
Bis gleich, jo, bis gleich. Sind die blau markierten Sätze vor allem wichtig. Ja, 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 schon. Also hier, das hat nicht ganz gepasst. Ich habe jetzt nicht an die Vase gedacht. Stieg ihn bewusstlos. Nach dem Kampf.
Lillian was afraid.
Oh. Nein, was schon dran? Der ausgeführte Mechanismus der Zauberregeln wurde aktiviert und den Wassertank stürzt in die Tiefe. Alles sollte wie ein Unfall aussehen. Aber was ist... Die zwei hier sind ja richtig, oder? Ich meine, hier ist auch nichts Blaues dabei. Dumpfes Geräusch. Die zwei habe ich schon. Ah, die zwei waren noch richtig. Ich drücke jetzt einfach mal alles an, ist mir egal.
The strange sound wasn't from a fight. It was Lillian's attempt to break out when she was frightened.
Na gut, meinetwegen.
And it's Ace Detective Paimon time! Having been selected out of the blue, Lillian panicked. Her panic only intensified after she entered the tunnel and had water poured on her head. Hearing the commotion, Cowell leapt into the tunnel, only to discover that Lillian had not dissolved. He did not know that Lillian was not from Fontaine, but was a thief who made her way in by stealing a ticket. Mistakenly believing that the water from the primordial sea needed time to take effect, he tried to force Lillian back into the box. The two broke the flower vase during the struggle, but Lillian came out on top. With no way of escaping, she changed her clothes and hid in the costume trunk until the performance ended.
Was ist passiert, deswegen muss man nicht nach einem Widerspruch suchen. Ja, das zweite ist ja auch passiert eigentlich. Darum dachte ich, dass man da auch nicht suchen muss. Aber die wollten halt einfach noch eine andere Sache. Also der ist ja abgehauen. In diesen Dingens. Soll nicht gehen. Nee, ist klar, ist mir klar, ist mir klar. Ich nehme das hier nicht als Angriff oder so. Ich finde es nur interessant von dem Spiel hier. Das zweite, das war ja, dass Linie in den Schacht rein ist und sowas. Das stimmt ja.
She knew that she would have to go through guard inspection if she tried to leave afterward. So, she has been trapped in the opera house these last 2 days.
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons. So, she swiped 2 of them right under our noses. Talk about a sneaky thief.
At this point, all the events that happened in the tunnel have now come to light.
Ah, so that's the whole story.
Bravo! Bravo!
Now then, Lady Farina, do you wish to speak against the defense's statements? Please answer the question, Lady Farina. Also, if I may add, the trial has not yet ended. As such, I request that the prosecution not leave the room before the proceedings have concluded.
What? Are you reading my mind now? No. I have no further arguments. I admit defeat. But really, could you at least have left me with some dignity?
Wow, look at that. She's like a deflated balloon now.
If there are no objections, then as the Chief Justice of Fontaine, I shall once again repeat the full sequence of events. The actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowell, selected his next victim from the audience reservation list. With some modifications to the selector, he could ensure that the pre-selected young woman would be chosen. To cover up any evidence while committing the deed, Cowell thought of allowing the water tank to fall, which would conceal the water left behind after the young woman was dissolved. He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop and hide the watermarks. He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box and stuck it to the box's lid. Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door when bringing the young woman to said box. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon containing the water. If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Lillian was not from Fontaine, and thus fled the box with a loud noise. Realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and met Lillian. Thinking that the waters had not yet taken effect, he decided to proceed. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into the magic box, and thus became his own final victim. Lillian, according to her own statements, then changed clothes and hid until the performance ended, before hiding in other parts of the opera house. As for Linny, he was in the underground structures within the opera house, and was thus ignorant of these happenings. From this reconstruction of events, we can conclude that Linny, the accused, is in fact innocent.
Woohoo!
While there is much in Linny and Lillian's conduct that should still be investigated separately, this case, at least, can be handed over to the Oratrice to make the final decision.
Yo!
As such, Linny and Lynette are officially declared not guilty.
Ich glaube, da steht nichts drauf auf dem Zettel.
Great work, partners.
Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Lass uns noch nicht wahr.
Next, I think we deserve an explanation, Guard Vaughn. How did you find the water from the primordial sea in Linny's baggage?
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you know. Or was that not a discovery, but false evidence that you dared to bring before this court?
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not Linny, but you, yes? I'm sure you know what you must do to lessen your sentence.
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn yourself a one-way ticket to Coupon Town.
I was just following orders. We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Linny, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Fatui. The higher-ups said this was the best opportunity to do so.
And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the water have been revealed, you have become a liability to said higher-ups, yes? Therefore, you would be wise to tell everything you know, and seek the protection of the guards.
Yes, I'll tell you everything I know. Our boss discovered that the water can cause people to dissolve. It can also be made into a potion, which when extremely diluted, can cause people to experience unforgettable exhilaration. We've been in this business for a while now, and have made decent mora off it. The disappearances were also the boss's idea. I mean, this is the boss we're talking about. The...
Er hat sich in Wasser verwandelt. Er ist eine Pfütze. Oh shit.
No longer talk. Such ruthlessness. I shouldn't have expected any less of them.
An outrageous act. All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
Yo, Meckers. Darf ich mich jetzt wieder bewegen? Wird jedoch nichts außer der Flüssigkeit gefunden, die nach der Auflösung von Wong zurückgeblieben ist.
So, we're just going back now?
Jo. Problem ist vorübergehend gelöst.
That's true.
Traveler, Paimon.
Ja.
Please wait.
Please wait.
Lenny.
I know you may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't even want to look at me, but still. Let me thank you again for defending me to the end, even after you learned that I'm a member of the Fatui.
Ich wollte einfach nicht, dass jemand fälschlicherweise beschuldigt.
I guess. But regardless, I'd like the opportunity to set things straight. I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill intent. I've spoken to you as myself, just plain Linny this entire time. As for why I'm a Fatus, it's because the goals of the House of the Hearth align with those of an orphan like me. That was how Father, who you might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back then too.
Vater? Ich dachte, das ist... Moment.
The one who controls the House
Ich dachte,
of the
Alecino ist
Hearth?
weiblich.
She's your father?
She is your father. Ja, aha, aha.
Since we're here, I was wondering, would you mind hearing a story? It's about my past. Back when our parents first died,
Ja.
Lynette and I were left wandering the streets. To survive, I took to surreptitiously observing an older street performer who did magic. I took my sister through several streets until we found a crowded corner, and we began to perform magic tricks there. To my surprise, we proved to be pretty popular, and we could at least stop worrying about where our next meal would come from for a time. But I didn't want my sister to remain a street rat together with me forever. Before long, an aristocrat came to me and claimed that he wished to take...
So you went from orphans to nobility just...
That was how we felt at first too. As if fate was on our side, but I gradually discovered that while we were called foster children, he was really after my talent for magic tricks. He would constantly take me to all sorts of banquets to garner attention, which he would then use to expand his social circles.
That doesn't seem too bad either. Better than roaming the streets at any rate.
It took a while for me to realize just after one particular performance at a banquet, I discovered that Lynette was not on the same return vehicle as me. I waited a long time after we returned home, but she did not come back. I went to that. The answer he gave me was, she caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as a gift. I mean, you'll be able to perform your magic regardless of who your assistant is, yes?
Oh no. So he was gonna... But wouldn't Fontaine's laws deal with such people?
As far as outsiders are concerned, this is a relationship akin to adoption or foster care, and they have their ways of escaping the eye of the
Was geschah dann?
I managed to ferret out the location of the mansion of that so-called eminent person and hurried through the night. But by the time I leaped over the walls, avoided the guards, and made my way in, all I saw was the moonlit ground covered in blood, and the knave standing there in the darkness.
So... she'd already taken care of that guy.
That's right. She had rescued my sister before she could come to any harm, and had even discovered several girls hidden in a basement, all of them orphans. Father, I mean, the knave, might have seen something in me, and the House of the Hearth welcomes you, for your interests align with ours. Here, none will ever betray you. Indeed, betrayal shall never be permitted here. I was hesitant to trust her, but she was also quick to destroy the noble who had taken us in at first.
Oh, so that's how the two of you joined the House of the Hearth.
Jetzt will Alecino das göttliche Herz erobern, nicht wahr?
She has her own plans. She has gained permission from the Tsaritsa to first use the Gnosis' power once she obtains it. She plans to use it to find a way to break the prophecy and save Fontaine.
So, she believes in that prophecy too?
That's right. The whole House of the Hearth is currently working to combat that crisis. Today's case has also proven that people from Fontaine can indeed dissolve into some sort of water, thus further supporting the prophecy. All of us house members here, Lady Arlecchino herself included, are from Fontaine.
So spricht die
We
aus.
won't give up on defending our homeland. To us orphans, the only connection we have left to this world.
So, from small deeds like distributing magic pockets to huge schemes like stealing a Gnosis, everything is aimed at dealing with that prophecy.
It's alright. I understand. I just hope you can understand that even as a member of the house,
Die ist toll,
I
alle
have
Kino, ja.
never stopped making my
Und
own
Tracy.
decisions, and that I believe what I'm doing is right. If you should need anything at all
Bei
in the
mir,
future,
ich weiß nicht,
feel
wann
free
sie
to find
rankommt.
me.
Ich hoffe, ich habe genug
I will
Primus
do
für
my
sie dann,
best to
aber ich habe
help you.
2 andere
As plain
Prioritäten.
Lenny.
Ich verstehe.
Bye, Linny.
Darf ich mich bewegen? Oh, ich darf. Okay, bevor es weitergeht. Das ging jetzt viel länger als erwartet. Ich habe was zu tun. Darum muss ich jetzt beenden. Ich hätte nicht gedacht, dass das ging ja jetzt fast eine Stunde, dieses Trial alleine. Ohne, dass ich da stoppen konnte. Warte, ich habe die Balle ist offen. Ja, da müsste ich jetzt erst nachrechnen und so. Können wir wann anders schauen. Aber ich werde jetzt erst mal beenden. Hab nicht mehr viel Zeit. Ich will mir noch kurz was aus der Küche holen und irgendeinen Snack holen. So. Das war wieder ein Stream. Ja, Genshin. Vielleicht streame ich bald mal wieder Honkai. Da habe ich mich auch weiter gespielt. Wobei Honkai ist ein bisschen doof, weil Honkai ist sehr viel lesen. Und ich lese es auch gerne, aber im Stream ist es halt irgendwie doof, das Zeug zu lesen. Darum mache ich das nicht so gerne. Aber hey. Mal schauen. Genshin wird eh noch weiter gestreamt und vielleicht auch noch irgendwann was anderes. So. Oder so beende ich jetzt und würde sagen, wir sehen uns dann beim nächsten Mal. Ciao.